You're listening to the Boxing Coalition.
And it just broke the guy's heart. The guy had nothing left, and he knew he couldn't last another 4 or 5 rounds.
Ricky Wars just smashed his soul.
What it is, let's get it.
Fuck that, this your destiny, nigga. You hear me?
Let's get it.
Go kick this motherfucker.
Get that motherfucker in.
Let's see you do this. Little step back, bang, bang, bang. Little step back, bang, bang.
Bang, 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 bang. Try and stop it. Bang, bang. Here I come. Bang. You want to throw sometime? Bang.
Body shot. Boom, 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 boom. And go to the body. Kill that body. You took his nuts, now you gotta take his heart.
Yeah, take his whole soul away.
Yeah, get out of here, Gail. I'll see you later. Fight's gonna look incredible. Get out of here.
He was higher than a motherfucker. I'll tell you, he was stoned as fuck.
No, it's only a majority decision if there was an even score. There's no even score here. You're an official, right? You're an official of the state. Well, then you don't understand how to score.
Oh, my God. Unbelievable. The crowd here on Fuego.
He's ready to be whooped, man. He's ready to be whooped. He's ready to be whooped.
And how Acosta stopped it. Wow. That is going to be controversial.
But you really liked to stand toe-to-toe with him in the 12th round, even if you thought you won the fight. It was on. Did you like that? I love you.
Hello, and welcome to the Boxing Coalition, a place to discuss anything boxing. We have a rotating panel of hosts that consist of Chemo, Mao Alpha, Cam, Daniel Lim, and MV Chu. If you want to have your say, call in on Skype. Just add Box Coalition and get involved in the show.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Boxing Coalition. My name is Cam. Joining me tonight, MV Chu, KH Kevin Horn, Daniel Lim, Arigo Boss, and my friend Leon, aka Salty Monocle. Hope you guys are all well. I'll start with you, Dan, because you've been on the Canelo hype train from the start. You drive that train. So, what did you think of Canelo's demolishment of James Kirkland on Saturday night?
I wanna make history in boxing, and I'm sure I will.
That's all I gotta say.
All right, moving on swiftly.
No, but if I can have a moment, I'm really happy with this fight. I think we'll go into a little bit more, I guess, complex or in-depth look at the fight later in terms of what kind of opponent he was facing, how credible he was, and I guess maybe some technical flaws that he might have shown on Saturday night. But at the end of the day, I think as I'm becoming more removed from the sport and I watch it less and less frequently, I kind of have the perspective more of a casual fan, I guess, nowadays, and watching the fight with a bunch of casual fans at a bar at that, like, it was kind of incredible to see that this fight had such a positive impact on people who don't usually watch a sport. And that to me was just really cool to see that a week following Mayweather Pacquiao that people got so hyped and amped up for a fight. And I think Canelo is one of those few guys that can do that for the sport. And even if Kirkland wasn't that credible of an opponent, I fucking enjoyed the hell out of this fight.
I've said for a while that, obviously I'm a bit biased as well, that probably the British fans are the best fans. You know, it's because if you could fill 80,000 people in Wembley Stadium just for Frotch and Groves, then that's a big effort. But there's definitely a big fan base for Canelo. To fill 40,000 people in that baseball stadium, I thought, in this day and age where, you know, like Matisse Provodnikov was in Turning Stone, you know, Casino, it's just refreshing to see like, boxing on such a big stage.
No doubt. I still think British fans have the better fans because Canelo, even though he did draw roughly 40,000 people, they were predominantly, again, casual fans, and I'm assuming a large percentage of girls who don't know shit about boxing, like King J would say. But I think regardless, at this point, I don't really care if the sport draws casuals or not. Just the fact that people care about the sport is enough to satisfy me.
Definitely. My boy MV Chu, what did you think of Canelo's performance?
Awesome. I picked Kirkland, so give me my crow, man, if you've got the soundbite ready.
Did you actually pick Kirkland in the end?
Oh, I was picking Kirkland, man.
I know, like, towards the end
I changed my mind, didn't I?
Yeah, exactly.
To Canelo.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Thank fuck. Good thing we don't do this crow thing, but...
What did you do in the prediction league, though?
I've not been playing it, man. I can't compete with Kameda, so I'm just going to tap out.
No one could compete with Kameda, man. He's like Tyson in his prime.
He's like Nostradamus. Honestly, he's got something mystical about him. Just in regards to that punch, what a punch. That was like it was in a baseball ground, but that was like a home run. But Kirkland gave it to him. It was just throwing shots, getting countered too easily. That first knockdown, it didn't look like much to me. I mean, it hit him, but it was like a delayed reaction. I just think if you had Ann Wolf, that first knockdown, he would have got up from it. He wouldn't even have went down from it. He would have.
Oh my god! Like he didn't go down from Angulo, same type of shit, right hand.
Wait.
Oh man, that was nothing. That punch, that first knockdown of Canelo. It was a good timing shot, but like it wasn't like a full leverage kind of shot.
I don't quite understand that though. Why would Ann Wolf have a difference on whether he would have gotten dropped or not? Because the guy who did replace him, even though he didn't have any boxing knowledge, he is a former professional basketball strength and conditioning coach. So I don't think conditioning was the issue.
He would have still got beat, but Ann Wolf would have got him into some fighting shape.
He was in phenomenal shape. Look at that was the only time he didn't look at him at the promotional tour. I don't know. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just fired up about this. We'll talk later.
No, we can debate it. I just think Ann Wolf would have... he's undefeated, Ann Wolf. What can you say? There's physical training and there's Ann Wolf training. When he got knocked out, he probably woke up thinking Ann Wolf was standing over him with a medicine ball. That's how fucking deep that goes. That's fucking deep training.
But Ann
Wolf.
That Molina fight, though, should be a loss, and that was with Ann Wolf, and that was the best fighter he fought with Ann Wolf.
Yeah, I was going to say, who's he actually beaten with Ann Wolf?
You know what, though? I think this brings up a good point because I think that correlation that you keep bringing up, Drew, between Ann Wolf and Kirkland is predicated on a lot of bullshit because he hasn't fought anyone to Canelo's skill level. And I think this pretty much shows that, fuck all those excuses about Kirkland, about him being cold, him being weight drained, him not having Ann Wolf. I think the fact is, if he would have fought Canelo with or without Ann Wolf, even in his prime, I think he gets knocked the fuck out in similar fashion 9 times out of 10.
And that's my argument, Lim. And let me piggyback on that is everybody's like, oh, Wolf should have been there. Well, what has Ann Wolf done besides get him in dog shape, which she obviously does with that hard training? But, what technical advice? All she says is go get his heart. Go throw more punches. Yeah. This first round was the same exact first round that he fought against Angulo, same against Tapia. The only difference is Canelo is about 5 levels above Angulo and Tapia. And that's what happens. He came in with the same mentality, same approach, and he got fucking buried because he fought a better guy. And the TMT twins said that this isn't even a credible matchup. Dan kind of said it's going to be a blowout. I thought it was going to be fun, but maybe a little more competitive. But it really just showed the class is different. And the Ann Wolf thing is really starting to kill me. Yo, dude, he wasn't beating world beaters with Ann Wolf. And it was basically the same first round as Angulo fight, except Canelo is 10 times better than Angulo through sharper punches, and he threw him in combinations, and he's way faster and more explosive than Angulo. What would have... Except maybe a little more cursing in the corner. What would Ann Wolf have brought to the game? I don't see it.
I disagree. I think I've said previously that Ann Wolf doesn't give him much technical training in terms of strategy or anything else. But having looked at that fight, I just thought that Kirkland looked old. In every way, I'm not going to say shot. He looked like a guy who had spent a lot of time outside the ring, and he didn't look in condition to me. I still think that Ann Wolf would have made some kind of difference, but the end result would have still been the same. I just think it would have been a lot more competitive if Ann Wolf was in the corner. But I agree with you. No matter what, Canelo wins. But you can't say to me, having watched that fight, that Ann Wolf wouldn't have made some kind of difference. That's my point.
I think very little difference, man. Just because Ann Wolf, sure, she might help him with his conditioning, but the thing about this Kirkland fight, I think Kirkland looked like peak Kirkland in that first minute and a half of that first round. But the first time that he got clipped with a Canelo punch with bad intentions, that type of aggressiveness completely went out the window. So, I mean, it's a lot of speculation, but I still side with the idea that he would have gotten sparked out with Ann Wolf in the same fashion, and he would have still gotten knocked down with that first big punch that Canelo dropped him with.
I'm just watching the fight now. He beat the shit out of him.
And there's Rob Palmer says that Pete Kirkland, for a minute, anyone could look like a peak fighter. I guess that's what he's trying to say. But again, what I'm saying is that Kirkland could have been as good as I guess people usually rate him. But what I'm saying is that Canelo's punch, which Canelo is the hardest puncher that Kirkland has faced to date, completely changed the outcome of the fight. So what I'm saying is this version of Kirkland isn't that much different than the Kirkland of 2 to 3 years ago.
Kirkland's a southpaw, but it doesn't fight like a southpaw. He doesn't use his advantages. He just squares up all the time and just kind of goes in close and just he's very susceptible to a right hand.
He squares up a lot as well.
Yeah. And I think Canelo's the shot they hit him with was like a kind of uppercut hook thing.
I was thinking of you, MV Chu, when he hit that uppercut, that step back right-handed uppercut. I was like, oh, MV Chu must like that. He's always asking for uppercuts, and he finally got one.
That was beautiful. And yeah, that's the knockout of the year. I can't see anything beating that.
Yep.
Let me get.
Yeah, but Leon, my bad. I think I cut Leon off. He was going to say something earlier.
Oh, I was just saying, I'm watching the fight now. It's on Box Nation. And Kirkland's probably the best 1.5 minute fighter of his generation, isn't he? Like that's it. He's a minute and a half,
right?
And then he's just done. And it's just exactly not exactly what I thought was going to happen, because I said he'd get knocked out in 7, but it's so typical of how he performs. I just don't think Ann Wolf would have brought anything extra to the table. He was just in a fight with guys who's just levels and levels above him. And that first punch looked like it did hurt a lot, Chu. He threw that to knock him out in the first round. It looked like to me anyway.
The first knockdown?
Yeah. Just watch it again. He throws, that's a big shot, man.
Yeah, it was a big shot, but it wasn't like the second knockdown, the second knockout.
No. But that knockout shot's lovely when he does that little feint to the stomach and he drops his hands. It's beautiful, man. That will be knockout of the year.
Yeah, definitely.
Just watching it again in replay, just little feint to the stomach, he drops both his hands, boom. Oh, that's a great shot, that is. So I'm just watching it live now, or not the replay. That's a massive shot. He's like his body's got no bones in it. It's just like made jello when he hits the floor.
Yep.
Yeah. Great performance. And great compassion to be worried about his opponent. Real touch of class, I thought. That's how you make a superstar.
I know.
When you like that.
I know I'm a huge Canelo nut hugger, so I'm going to sound like a huge sentimental, fan right now. But I really appreciated that shit, man, because just as a fan watching the fight, I felt really terrible for Kirkland. I really felt bad for Kirkland because this is probably the end of the road for him. And just to see Canelo, like, you could see that he was visibly worried about Kirkland.
Oh, yeah, he was really worried.
And even when the guy came up to him and asked him to kind of move away, he was still kind of positioned there to see how he was. So I really appreciate that kind of stuff. And one more thing, when I think Kellerman interviewed him and say, did the Pacquiao Mayweather performance influence the way you came out tonight at all? And he just said, I don't worry about any other fighter except myself. I'm just trying to advance my career. And I just thought that was a really cool moment and a good way to conduct yourself.
Yeah, no need on the fight, is there?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I've always been slightly reluctant to jump fully onto the hype train on the train, but after the whole performance, bringing the crowd out, the knockout, the class shown at the end, I'm on board. Maybe an economy seat at the back, but I'm on board.
with the cheapo.
I'd love to see that in a boxer who knows that he just knocked someone out, and that's a serious knockout, and to have the compassion to go. I know that's like some sentimental bullshit, but it's just I like to see that in fighters.
Yeah, definitely.
So Dan.
Yep. Yes. What?
Dan, you always slag off Chepo, criticise Chepo, but do you not think Canelo's improving?
No. I actually, you know what? Let's review the fight a little bit more by letting Ari and Cam go, and then we'll touch on that a little bit later.
For me, you guys have kind of summed it all up. Canelo was very defensive in the first round when obviously Kirkland was jumping on him, and I just liked his composure. Like he had his tight guard, took all the shots. He was on the ropes, and then when he was ready, he let his shots go. And I kind of agree with Leon. I think the first knockdown he was visibly hurt. I think he caught it flush, and he just visibly hurt. And from there, it went down. I was talking to Dan off the air just before we started the show, and we kind of came to the agreement that just took all the sting out of Kirkland. And if you see the second and third round, when Kirkland was trying to press him, there was no weight behind the punches. They were just tippy tappy punches, and Canelo was just easily dealing with him, blocking him, and just what's the word? Slipping him and rolling underneath him. So. And whenever Canelo wanted to just turn it up, he could. Like the commentary I was watching was Colonel Bob and someone else, and they even said, "Look, those two punches that Canelo just threw there, equal to like the 20 that Kirkland just threw," and Canelo was just throwing with bad intentions, and it was nice to see, man. It was just nice to see guys loading up, throwing big shots.
There was a body shot in the last 20 seconds, a left hook to the body. And I just saw it. I didn't notice it when I watched it before. I was just watching it now, and you see Kirkland just does a little mini skanky leg just from a body shot.
Yeah, left hook to the body.
He was hurting him when he landed. He hurt every time he landed. He hurt him. I mean, he could have got him out of there in that first round, couldn't he? If there was another 20 seconds on that round, he would have been out of there.
I forget which round it was. It was either one or two, obviously. But the final flurry of the 15 seconds of that round that Canelo threw on Kirkland against the ropes is fucking beautiful, man. Like he threw, body, left hook, right hook, then jab, face, or the first, and that shit went on for like 15 seconds, and that was fucking awesome to watch.
The ref was waiting there, looking like he was going to jump in and stop it. And then the bell rung, and he's like, "Oh right, okay, I can step in." But he was ready to jump in.
Yep, it was good shit, man.
Yeah. He looked like a beast, man, let's be honest. I mean, that's exactly... It's as good as we could have expected from him, I think.
Yeah.
It gets an A-plus performance, isn't it?
Yep. Ari's not ready to talk yet, so I'll ask Kevin a question that I asked Dan off air. Kev, obviously this is Canelo's third fight now, consecutively having the 155 catch weight. Does Canelo need to make a decision now about what weight class is he going to do? Is he going to be the Danny Garcia catch weight king?
I think he's bigger than a weight class, to be honest. Like, he's a star and a draw. And if there was really something at 160 waiting for him, I would say, yeah, go up there and campaign. But right now, kind of where he's at, he's, it's not like he's ducking anybody by staying where he's at. You know what I mean? So I don't really have an issue with it, to be honest. But we all know he wants the Cotto fight. So eventually he'll get that. And knowing Cotto, it probably won't be at the 160 limit anyway. So I don't really see a problem with what he's doing. Again, because I don't see 160 as a good division or a good place for him to campaign. So it's like, what's the point of going up there? I mean, eventually I think he's going to have to, because, he looked in phenomenal shape, but he doesn't have any fat on him. And, he's going to be gaining weight. Like, I think this fight, you saw how strong he was too, like do the training and all that on like the training videos, that he's just big and strong and he's outgrowing. So he's going to be there eventually. So since he's not really ducking and dodging anybody, let's just make it, wait for it to happen naturally or when the opportunity comes.
Yeah, for me, the only concern is that he looked pretty bad at the weigh-in. He looked pretty drained. He sat down quite quickly, grabbed a bottle of water quite quickly. So I'm just thinking, like, how long can you make 155? Are they going to start pushing it to 157?
Yeah, and even those 155s, I feel like he should be making the catch weight 157. Like, you know, and give himself more room to be comfortable and not hurt. And I remember the Floyd fight. Andre Ward was the guy who commented on it. It was like, I've never seen a guy look that bad at a recent weigh-in, where he was sitting a lot. He was only standing for like the photo op. He was sitting a lot. He had chapped lips. He was drained. And like, so I think he's way too big I think he's too big for 154. And I think it's just that he prefers that. I think there's more exciting fights for him fighting those guys, and he's going to try to, you know, get more electric, you know, type of knockouts as opposed to going up to 160 while he's still building a fan base and just went back to HBO.
Yep.
You know, and I think that's why they chose Kirkland, because, you know, he can get a knockout and build that fan base.
Yeah. Chu, who do you think they realistically pick for Canelo next?
Cotto.
It's got to be Cotto, right? That's the fight of the fucking that's the fight. I think most of us didn't think that Floyd Pacquiao was going to happen. That was the fight most of us wanted at the end of last year. It was like, that's the fight that got to happen this year the most. It was Canelo Kirkland, Cotto, and I think it's got to happen.
Cotto would get knocked the fuck out, I think. Smoked his boots. And I just think Canelo's too big, too strong. And if he did move up to middleweight, I think he would give Triple G a good fight. I think Triple G would stop him, but I don't think it's quite as one-sided as people initially thought it would be. I think it would cause him problems. Because he's got power, he's got technique. He's got a bit of everything except speed.
And gas.
Yeah, but if he move, I think making the weight is probably affecting his stamina, so...
He looked a little... Did anyone else think he looked a little gassy in that second round, didn't he?
Maybe. I could smell the farts from where I was watching the fight.
You know what I mean, though. I think stamina is still is going to be his biggest issue. That's his biggest flaw.
Which is a perfect segue, Leon. Thank you to respond.
No problem.
To respond to MV Chu's criticism or mine at least, of Chepe, and it's more of his son Eddie that trains Canelo. But again, I know it doesn't mean shit to watch fighters train on YouTube and see how they do the mitts and whatnot. But I've always implored for whoever trains Canelo to make him work during training camp, man. And he always trains in his fucking comfort zone. And that pisses me off. You know, his trainers don't even make him move forward to try to catch the mitts. You know, they just allow him to sit there to throw these combinations, which is great because obviously it's helped Canelo throw great combinations. But dude, his stamina is never going to improve if he keeps training in this fucking comfort, idyllic scenario because it doesn't help him, man.
I worry that you just don't get that feeling of being a fighter, like just in his garage in his nice big house. You want him to go into a sweaty, nasty gym. I think it's like a mentality thing. I just think you'll work harder when there's people around you.
I mean, to me, like that, there is certainly credence to that, but it's not even that. It's just his mid guy always just. I mean, they focus nothing on nothing but combinations. I mean, if you watch him train, that's all he does. Like, to me, it's not really the guys like Kirkland that worries me, but it's guys like Lara and Trout and obviously guys like Floyd in the future. And if you're just going to do mitt work like that, I just don't really see him improving that much to be kind of at that pound for pound level.
I disagree, actually. I think he's improved. I think what you see on the All Access and LA Secback, all the kind of training videos you might see, you might not see other things that he does. Because to me, he can do everything. Like everything. He can defend, he can roll, he can jab, he can punch, good right hand, good left hook, body shots, uppercuts. Like, he can do everything, man. He's got a good chin.
But you know what? This is kind of funny, though, because I hate to say this because it's gonna sound so stupid, but I was watching the Josecito fight again, and obviously Josecito is not a junior middleweight to begin with, but for some reason I feel like Canelo was a more fluid puncher even a year or two ago, and obviously that has everything to do with his weight and just how much he's growing as a person into that body of his. But I kind of worry that he's kind of becoming more sluggish as he grows older, and maybe that's going to help him with his power. But I don't want him to sacrifice that with speed and with output. So I don't know what you guys think about that.
I think if he's given his knockouts like he did on Saturday, I don't mind it, to be honest.
Like I see what you're saying in terms of like speed and footwork, but you know, Triple G's not the fastest, but he can cut off the ring. I think that is one thing that Canelo needs to improve on. I think, like the Lara fight, I didn't think he done that bad a job of cutting off the ring, but you know, Lara still was kind of able to get away a lot of the time. So if he just kind of improves on that, that'll come. He's only 24. And as he faces the best opposition, you see what you want about Canelo, he's done no one. And the more, he's not really had an amateur career, so the more fighters that he faces, the better he will become. He's going to become a beast.
Yeah. I'm the last person to say switch trainers and stuff, because I think a lot of times the reason why boxers don't do things, it's because they're limited and they can't do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and you could even be trained and do drills and be doing it in drills, but when you get in fights, you can't do it just because you're limited. But I, for some reason though, and maybe, you know, it's based off nothing except what we see in short clips, I just don't see like much development from these trainers and like an effort to change, you know, and I don't necessarily, I don't know. But I think he has a good enough skill set to get away with what he's doing, and I'm cool with it. And I don't think there's going to be many, like the only guys who give him problems so far were guys who basically ran and didn't look to engage, and Canelo had to chase him down to make the fight. And I still scored him beating Lara because of, you know, the body punching. So I think he has the right idea. He never forgets about the body. He always goes to the body. I think if he could just maybe work on his quickness just a little bit, and who knows, maybe when he goes up to middleweight, he seems a bit quicker, not because he got quicker, but because maybe some of the bigger guys are slower than some of the guys that he's facing at, you know, 154.
Yep. Anything else regarding Canelo or the fight on Saturday?
Just you know, the next fight, if it isn't Cotto, there's no one really left for him to fight in that. Is there Andrade? That's it, isn't there, really? And the Charlos, that weight division. He's got to. There's no one else you'd want to see him fight, is there?
Only for me.
If Cotto doesn't happen, who does he fight? That's my question.
Yeah, for me it's only Andrade, but I think he's Heyman, isn't it? So that's not going to happen.
No, he's still with Star. Is he signed to Heyman? I thought he was still with Star. And not managed by him.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I might be wrong. That's the only fight that interests me that's left in that weight division, because fuck the Charlos.
Yeah.
He destroys the Charlos.
No, I agree. I don't rate the Charlos, and I think Andrade is the only
I'd actually like to see him fight the Charlos just to smash him up a bit.
Just fight both of them in one
fight.
Enjoy
to see that shit happen.
Yeah.
But, sorry, hating again.
I mean, it's Cotto. Yeah, I was listening to Paulie Malignaggi's podcast, and I actually quite like it, by the way, so shout out to that one.
Oh,
I was listening.
Oh, fucking hell, too.
You don't like it?
I would never listen to it.
I've never listened to it.
Stuttering twat.
Come on, I thought you were a Pacquiao. You can't praise that guy.
We'll talk about that later, because he's fucking destroying Pacquiao in every way. His family, the whole thing.
Oh,
but
come on, man.
He's got a co-host called Peter Cards. I think that's his name. He actually made a good point. Cotto is basically making up for lost time, because when Cotto was coming up, he got fed killers at 140. Like you think about Cotto, he's not had many easy fights in his career. So now that he's the A side, very commas, I think he kind of wants to milk that. You know, he's signing with Rock Nation. He wants to get a couple of gimmies out of the way. So I don't think he's going to face Canelo next, unless the rumours are true, which HBO has kind of forced him into it for the next fight. But I think Cotto doesn't want it. Why would you want it? I think Canelo's basically a better version of him. He's just a younger version of him. So I just can't see that fight happening.
I have to agree. The only thing that sticks in my mind is what's in Canelo's contract with Rock Nation. You know, like what stipulations are there? Because for them to spend, what was it, 50 million for 3 fights plus 5 million signing bonus, so that's like 55 million altogether. If I'm paying him
4 fights, they ain't got 4 fights out there for him.
I think it's 3 from what I read.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. Well, not even 3 fights out there.
So if they're paying that much to him for 3 fights, if I was Rock, and obviously them being you on the block, trying to promote themselves a bit more, you would have to kind of force Cotto's hand and make that fight against Canelo, because that'll be great promotion for them. And obviously, it's a 50-50 fight. It's a close fight. It's not like they're feeding him to Canelo. I just want that fight to happen, because I was one of the guys that said Mayweather Pacquiao wasn't going to happen, and it happened. So it's kind of put me in a mood now where some of these fights where you thought that's not going to happen, man. Fuck talking about that. Now they actually might, because you know the big one happened.
I think that's a can't miss action fight too, right? That shit's got to be a fun fight.
Yep.
So, yeah, I want Canelo to win just because he wants to face Triple G and Cotto doesn't. So I think it would be better for
I think if
boxing.
Canelo beats Cotto and gets that another big payday, you know, with that fight, I could totally see him maybe taking one more fight after Cotto and then fighting Canelo. And you know, I think he's going to go with the De La Hoya model where you don't lose momentum with losses when you're fighting the biggest and best guys. And let's hope he does. And I think he's definitely willing to. So let's hope he does.
All right. Yep. I don't know if I think Ari's still busy, so we'll move on and let Ari give his two pence when he's free. But Chew,
yeah, my bad, Chew. My bad, Cam. But that explanation from that guy for Cotto's behavior is fucking bullshit. You know, who gives a fuck if he's making up for lost time, man? If he's in a position to be a person who boxes primarily for money, there's no other fight that's going to generate as much money as Canelo. This is such an obvious, easy fight to make if it doesn't happen, just because Cotto isn't willing to acquiesce to whatever demands that are favorable to him at that. If he doesn't agree to that, then that's just complete bullshit.
No, but can you not see the guy's point of view? I thought it was a good point. Cotto has been made to go down in weight from Manny Pacquiao. He's been made to wait years for the Mayweather fight. Margarito had fucking plaster in his hands when he fought him. You know, if I'm Cotto, I'm thinking I'm cursed. You know, I'm not the A side. I can't dictate anything, man. So now that he's got the power, he's got the leverage. He's going to make Canelo sweat a bit.
Yeah, but those 3 instances you just mentioned up, you know, sure, he wasn't the A side, but they were all the common goal for all 3 of those fights was to make the biggest fight possible at the time, and that's what Canelo Cotto is.
Yeah, and Canelo's not sweating. Cotto's sweating. He's the one who wants to make the money before he gets out. Canelo can just carry on doing what he's doing.
I still think it's highly debatable that Canelo's the B side, and I think that it's pretty. It shows how much Canelo really wants to fight. That he basically relegated himself to, okay, I'll be the B side just to appease Cotto. But in reality, at this point in time, they're basically the same draw. Especially when you compare like what Canelo did with like Lara on pay-per-view being very similar to like the Sergio pay-per-view, and I don't know, like I just don't think that it's clear cut. And as much as they keep saying Cotto sells out the Garden all the time, like I don't know about you, Dan, but I've been in the Garden when it hasn't been completely full, like when it's been 13,000 and not 18,000. You know what I mean? Like he's only really sold it out like 3 times. The Margarito fight, the Judah fight, and I think it was Mosley fight.
Yeah, but I don't like Cotto.
I just think if Cotto faced Canelo, that'll be his last fight ever, because Canelo will just destroy him.
And make him quit. And make him quit on his stool again.
No, it's nothing against Cotto. I think Cotto is a good fighter. He's ducked no one. But if he faces Canelo, there's not going to be many paydays after that because he'll beat him so bad that the stock will depreciate so much that he'll never get a big fight again. So he's probably wanting to get a couple more fights in before he gets Canelo. It's just my opinion.
Ari's ready to talk. He said in the Skype chat that he's not too bothered about the fight, but I'll go to him anyway.
Don't let him talk then.
Don't talk. Get the fuck out of here, man.
He said he's ready though. He said he's ready though. So
you want to talk about Joshua?
I don't. Come on, man. Cam, just skip that. Fuck that, man. When you preface a comment by saying I can't be bothered, come on, man. Stop that bullshit.
No, man. You might want to say something. He said, all right. You just said skip me. He doesn't care, so fair enough.
Oh my god, dude. This guy.
He's more salty than me, man.
Yo.
Just ban him.
Man. He's creeping.
Let's just not overhype a knockout versus a part-time boxer. What's there to say? All right, it's a great knockout. That's it.
Hey, Cam, deduct 1,000 points from Ari's account.
Ari's banned from the prediction league.
Exactly.
Come on, man. He fought a guy that's fought one time in like 2-3 years.
It was
a great knockout. I will say that.
That's Kirkland's fault. That's Kirkland's fault. He hasn't fought.
Yeah, I know. But then fight someone credible.
Who should he have fought?
Zay Swiss said, ask Ari for his final thoughts.
Ari, who should he have fought then if he wasn't going to fight Kirkland?
A top 10 light middleweight.
Give me some names.
Or Charlos.
Top 10.
Andrade. Andrade. You can fight Andrade, honey.
Demented.
Charlos with Al Heyman. Okay. Not going to happen.
Andrade's mentally ill. He doesn't know what he's doing. You can't get any sense out of
Andre would probably think he's the A side and he's supposed to get more than Canelo because he's the champ.
You can't work with a man like that. You can't work with a mentally ill.
To tell you the truth, I mean, Ari, you bring up a fair point, but you know that top 10 stuff is completely arbitrary, especially in a bullshit division like junior middleweight. I mean, sure, I guess Charlos either one of them would have presented a different type of challenge, but you really want to see that kind of fight?
Nah.
Canelo versus Charlo? I don't know, man. I don't want to see that.
You want a fight that would put bums on seats?
Yeah.
If Canelo Cotto happens, man, I'm coming to the States for that, man. I gotta watch that fight.
Nice, do it, man. But hopefully it does happen, but I'm having my reservations ready.
You come in, Leon?
Yeah, but you might have cursed it now, so we might not be going.
Don't put it on me, man. Don't put it on me.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I'll be up for that.
Cool.
I'm in.
Ari probably won't be bothered going to America for that, so I won't ask Ari.
You won't be bothered.
Ari will want to see that fight.
Ari, Kid Gallabum in the chat saying Ari's a certified Canelo hater. Is that true?
No, that's not true.
Okay. All right. Are we finished with Canelo? Because I want to talk to Chew about Ricky Burns.
Nice.
Chew, that was a fucking horrible fight, man.
You didn't like it?
That's one of the worst fights I've seen in a long time.
Are you having a laugh?
Nah, man, honestly, it's just the holding, like Lawrence Cole was terrible, Figueroa was shit, Burns wasn't really doing anything. It was just a horrible fight to watch, man.
Yeah.
It was a
pure struggle, isn't it? Pure struggle, Cam, right?
Definitely, man.
Times 6, Ari. Times 6.
Did you? No, all jokes aside, Chew. Did you? All jokes aside, Chew. Do you enjoy that fight?
I thought it was a great scrap.
Seriously?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Well, I'm surprised.
The thing is, Ricky Burns was up against two guys. I was really surprised that Ricky Burns he's not shot, but apart from the first couple of rounds, his legs had kind of just gave up on him, and that's just a sign that the guy's getting old. But there's a couple technical things that was really pissing me off that Ricky wasn't doing. Like Omar Figueroa was just getting his head right in his face, like on the inside. And there's 3 things you could do. Let me put my B-pat on and I'll fucking break it down. Alright. So you could give him the George Foreman. You know, if Figueroa's chin is on his left shoulder, like Ricky Burns' left shoulder, you could just barge him off, George Foreman style. fucking hit him with a right hand. Or he can Marvin Hagler him. Like, if Figueroa's chin's on his left shoulder or right shoulder, just fucking roll with it. Put the chin up in the air and uppercut him. Or he can Floyd Mayweather him. Left hand on his left shoulder, forearm on his throat, push him off, right hand. He didn't do any of that. Ricky Burns' inside game. It's maybe not just that he's got no inside game, he's got no power whatsoever. He couldn't break an egg, and I love you, Ricky, but he's got no power at that weight, at lightweight, at any weight. And Figueroa, I thought, deserved the win, but I thought the referee was literally holding Ricky Burns' arm sometimes in the clinch.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is that all about, man? I mean, you got a bad deal in Scotland with referees and judges, but you don't get that where they're actually physically interfering when the guys are jostling for position. And I'm not a big fan of that referee, but I won't make any excuses. I thought it was a pretty good fight. I thought, when I was watching the American feed, they loved it. I thought the fans some of them liked it, some of them were booing, but if you like that kind of fight, then you probably love the fight. But I know a lot of guys don't like holding and shit, but I don't think it was holding, man. I thought it was just inside work.
Exactly, they were trying to fight out, I thought.
Nah, it was inside, but it was so scrappy, man. It was like every time Figueroa was throwing, it was like smothering his own punches. Figueroa's blocking punches with his face, and like Burns just can't find it inside at all, man. Like he was holding on for his life at times, and I agree with about Lawrence Cole, all the touching and pulling his arm away. That was terrible, and Jim Watt was pretty furious about that. But I think Figueroa.
At the same time, he's shitting on him.
I think Figueroa clearly won, but it's just, for me, it's not the style of fights that I like to watch. It was just too scrappy for me.
You had him winning, did you, Figueroa?
Yeah, I didn't score it, but I thought he did more of the work.
By wide?
Say that again?
I scored it. Did you score it wide to him?
No, I'm saying I didn't score it, but I clearly thought Figueroa won it. But did you score the fight?
Yeah.
How did you score it?
I scored it to Ricky Burns.
You scored it to Burns?
Yeah.
Right. Like, Leon, had you been drinking that night?
Nope.
No, Cam, it's funny, most people scored it to Burns, I think,
Yep.
Well, that's surprising.
A lot of Americans on a forum on Monday scored it to Burns as well.
Yeah,
even with the point deductions.
Yep, that was a 9-9 round. One of those point deductions.
I'm surprised about that. I just thought Figueroa's work rate kind of won the fight, to be honest.
What work when you're running with your head?
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Ricky Burns couldn't do anything else but hold on to him, because the geezer was just charging him with his head. He was headbutting him in the ribs.
5 years ago, Ricky Burns would have just stepped to the side.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
The guy's coming forward like a bull in a straight line. All he had to do was just step to the side.
He won. All right. He won the first 3 rounds clear, Burns. And was it the fourth round was the first point deduction, wasn't it?
I can't remember, to be honest. I only watched it on the night.
So that was a draw 9-9 round. And then there was a lot of close rounds after that. But it'd be difficult to say that he didn't at least get a draw. But, he's got to have won at least 3 of those last 9 rounds. 3 or 4 of those last 9 rounds.
Yeah, but Burns got his own. He's got himself to blame, because I just don't know what was his tactics in there. I don't understand. Where was his jab?
He's shot.
Like
a bit shot.
Where was it? See, that's why I don't want to start on trainers, but I don't really like Tony Sims. I don't know why Burns left Nelson. Since he left Nelson, he hasn't even looked good.
What was wrong with his jab?
There was no jab.
There were the first 3 rounds. There was.
Yeah, then it went, and it wasn't even first 3, because actually I rewatched it today, and there was no jab in the second.
I watched it.
There was no jab. He was just letting him come inside on him. He could have caught him catching. I think it was the second or third round. He did catch a couple of times. He caught him coming in with some straights. That's all he had to do to fight. He stopped doing that. He let the guy come in with his head. Then he's holding. What I mean? That everyone knows that ref's like the worst in the game. He's corrupt. He's a prick. But
he must have a British
he had to take them points away. The guy's constantly holding his right arm or left arm, on his right side. There's not much he could do. If the guy keeps holding, of course he has to take points, but yeah, he shouldn't be touching him. That's crazy. A couple of times he was putting his arms away while Figueroa was swinging.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
Come on, man. It's ridiculous.
And what about if you say... But the problem is everyone's trying to put it on Burns. And it's not like Figueroa was fighting a clean fight in there, with rabbit punching him every second he had chance he got. But Burns was fighting 2 men in there. So what chance did he have? He was hanging on for dear life, and the other man was trying to pull him away. It was like watching tag team wrestling.
Let me get Kev's and Dan's opinion on this if they saw the fights. Do you guys see the fight? And if so, what do you think?
Yeah, I actually shout out to James from the Boxing Voice in the chat. In respect to James, I watched this fight 9 times actually, and I thought it was the best fight I've ever seen in my life.
Did you really watch the fight?
I actually did watch the fight. I saw like a Spark Notes version of it though. So I just saw it on YouTube. I saw the highlights, but from what I did see, it was fucking terrible, man. This was like the complete opposite of the greatest fight in boxing history. So I'll leave it at that. Actually, I don't know, man. I only saw the last 2 rounds of the fight, and obviously I can't draw any kind of analysis based on that.
Just do MV2 and make something up.
Analyze.
Yeah, I couldn't watch it live, and I tried watching it on DVR, and it was kind of unbearable. I couldn't make it through, so I had no vested interest in it, so it was tough to really watch it. I just think Figueroa is not very good, and this guy's another Heyman, like he's LSC in a different division kind of.
He's food at 140. He is food, and someone's gonna eat him up.
It's crazy though how
he's
these
got
guys
no
get
power,
big checks, like they're big stars and like they're future stars. Like everybody sees like he's not that good, right? I don't know.
No, he's a C DC fighter.
Yeah,
he's got no power. Even. Where's his power gone? He's meant to have power. He didn't hurt Burns once, I don't think.
He did to the body.
A little, yeah. But
around 11.
Yeah, so it took him to around 11 to hurt Burns. But Burns is a tough bastard, to be fair to him.
Yeah, okay, so that was one of the problems I had with the referee. He hurt him. Figueroa hurt Ricky Burns, and then Ricky Burns instinctively grabs hold of him, and then he got a point taken away for grabbing hold of him because he was hurt. I just thought I was actually shouting at my laptop there when I was watching that. I was like, "What the fuck is going on, man? Can a guy not hold when he's hurt? Is this Texas rules? Texas Hold'em?
Yeah,
you just fucking make up the rules as you go along. That's like an unwritten rule. Like if a guy's hurt, he can hold.
Yeah. Exactly. Mayweather did ballroom dancing all around the ring when Mosley hit him, didn't he?
Yeah, that second point induction is definitely terrible. The first one was right, but that second one, I can't believe it. Where the guy's hurt and he's holding on, you're taking a point off him. It's ridiculous.
He must have a British passport, innit? I mean that was worse than our refs, though. I mean, that was worse than all of our refs. Ours are just a bit...
They're just dumb.
They're dumb and just don't know what they're doing. This guy is on the take.
Yeah,
but he's on the take. He's getting hookers, coke, brandy, cigars given to him at the end of each fight, isn't he? Probably, he's just living the life.
Yeah, but what Figueroa was doing if he said was like Evander Holyfield levels. That was his main arsenal. And he didn't headbutt him right enough, but he fucking tried to. And every time, like, Ricky Burns kind of created a little bit of space on the inside, Omar Figueroa would duck down, and that's why he was rabbit punching him. And I'm like, he's warning Ricky Burns for rabbit punching him, but just looking at Figueroa, he's bending right down. So why don't you warn Figueroa for that?
He was almost bending below the waist, which is illegal. His head was sometimes.
Yeah, it was on some Floyd Mayweather stuff.
It was a tough fight to watch, though, man.
I'll be honest, because of my obviously vested interest in Ricky. If I didn't have a kind of vested interest in that fight, I probably would have switched off.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as bad as what people say.
No, it was. But I just want to take a second to shit on Sky a bit, because Sky had the card in Birmingham in the UK, matchroom card, and very overmatched card. Like, it was basically Eddie's boxers versus nobody's, basically. I'm not.
It was a joke, Cam, man. It was shocking.
It was the typical matchroom cards that we've had all year, and I'm proud to say I barely watched a round of any fight.
I'm telling you, this is the worst of the year.
I didn't even see Joshua. I caught him on Sky Sports News.
Did you see what our boy Yafai did to that geezer?
Yeah, that was a good
joke, man.
Yeah.
They brought over a couple Africans to sit down, like the Yafai guy. Jesus
it was a joke.
Was it 22 seconds or something like that? Something.
Honestly, man, it was not fair. I mean, that's how people get killed, getting that overmatched. Yeah. Honestly,
guys, I think this is the biggest letdown from the Frankie Gomez fight, in my opinion. Is that we have to focus so much on this black hole instead of that potential fight.
That's your boy's fault for not making weight. I know he was ill and stuff.
Up. Lim, call your boy up. What's going on with him, man?
I don't know. I deleted his contact info from myself.
I think you need to go down the wild card and have a word with everyone. They're looking shot over there, mate.
I know, Frankie. I don't know what to say.
Tapia got his ass whooped.
Hey, come on, you can't really associate Tapia with the wild card. Tapia is like one of those fanboys.
Shit, man, he's in there, man.
Tapia is just one of those fanboys that just wants to wear a wild card T-shirt. That's why he joined the gym.
Sorry, Cam, we've gone off topic. Let's shit on Sky still.
Yeah.
Yep.
The reason I was aiming towards the Birmingham card is because I was waiting for obviously the PBC card to start, and I read through Eddie Hearn's Twitter that it was going to be shown through the Sky, so they'd probably go to America like they did a couple of weeks ago when Stevenson was fighting. But Ari sent me a message just before the Joshua fight, and he was like, "Oh, McDonnell Kameda's already in round 3." I'm like, "Shit, what the fuck?" So I had to quickly grab my laptop because obviously no one else is showing it in the UK. I had to try and find a stream, and I'm starting to watch it. Fucking Joshua knocks his dude out in 2 rounds, and then fucking they bring Kevin Johnson into the ring, interviewing Joshua, and it's like, we don't want to see this shit. We just want to fucking see Kameda fight McDonnell live, not fucking watch it as a repeat, you know? Just, I think for the fans, it's very poor, man, because they complain when people stream fights, but then if you're not providing the content for the hardcore fans, that's what people are going to do.
Yeah, and this is on Sky as much as it is on Eddie Hearn. That's their fighter. What are they doing? Showing us these bummy fights. And they've got a guy over there who's gone to the other side of the world and put his whatever paper title on the line. He's overmatched. Everyone's expecting him to lose. And that's why they put it on, delayed it, because they thought he was going to lose, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right.
So they thought, we don't want to see it. Fuck him.
Hearn didn't even watch it.
Hearn didn't even... He's a cunt. He's treating McDonnell like a cunt. He has. He's cunted him off here.
You know,
he sent his old man out there with him. Fuck, I'll be furious.
I know Hearn. You know why I know Hearn knew thought he wouldn't win, because every time that fight was brought up, all he would say is, "It's a big money fight for him." He would never say, "Oh, there's another belt for him" or something like that. All he would say is, "It's a big money fight for him." And obviously, there's no money in them low weights.
But it wasn't a belt anyway, because
it was a cash out. It was basically a cash out, but he won.
And
I don't think he deserved the decision. It was a tough. Very close fight, don't get me wrong, but I thought Kameda just nicked it. But
I thought Kameda just nicked it, but it's kind of funny that Kameda dropped his WBO belt to win this belt, and then he didn't win shit.
Yeah, but it was a good adjustment by McDonnell after the knockdown. It was a good adjustment.
I had him winning by. I had almost exactly the same scorecards as the judges, and he won it in the last round for me. But that, you know. Yeah. Whatever it was a close fight, and he didn't get the support from his promoter or his TV channel.
Yeah, that's disappointing, man. Disappointing. Seeing as though they market him so big over here, and then he's gone to America in a big fight against an upcoming guy in Kameda, and they don't even show it live. They show it repeated after the Burns fight. I thought that was quite poor. But Chew, did you see the Kameda McDonnell fight?
Only caught the last 4 rounds.
And
I was impressed. Your boy from England.
Yeah.
Nice jab. I thought Kameda was just kind of looking for the knockout.
Did anyone think Kameda kind of gassed near the end as well? He's like his output
he gassed from about round 7.
Yeah, his output went really low then.
Yeah, and apparently his corner were robbing his legs in the middle rounds or something like that. So he might be
that's the one thing McDonnell's got. McDonnell's has got an engine on him, and that's what was worried he hadn't put it on him earlier. He put it on him too late. But it's nice to see the judges all along the same, around the same. They're all the same, weren't they? Actually,
yeah,
all three of them.
Yeah.
So there's some good judging going on there. But yeah, respect him. Everyone thought he wasn't a world champion, and we always said he had a paper belt, but he's proven himself to me.
Yep.
Yeah. But it sounds like Hearn wants to, because obviously that cash out didn't work, so I think he's going to try feeding the Quig.
Yeah, he's moving up, isn't he?
It sounds like he's moving up, but I don't think he should move up. He's not big enough.
How's he for making
weight?
weight?
He hasn't got the power that weight, so how's he he ain't going to have the power to bantam.
Does he make bantamweight comfortable, or is it struggle?
I think he does. He looks quite skinny, compared to Quig. Look how big Quig looks.
Yeah. But he could be, if he's done that, they should let him stay at bantamweight and fight these guys. He could be number one. Number one in that.
Other champs up. That what's his name? That Japanese guy. I think he fought this week as well. Was that the same guy? Or was that a different one?
Let me have a look.
Tamak. Oh, I can't say it.
Yakamida.
Yeah, him. There's other champs that's good. The other champs are very good. I don't think because apparently Hearn sent a tweet out saying like, "Oh, he's cleaned up the division now. Move up."
Has not.
He fought one champ.
But let him just do it, man. Let him go and fight. I mean, he might not make a load of money, but if he could, you never know. If he wins a couple of belts, then he can make some serious money if he decided to move up. Then don't just because he's had one good win, cash him out now. Let him try and build a career.
Why are you talking about Japanese fighters, by the way?
Stop they run that division.
Fucking black hole, Japanese black hole.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Frankie Gomez is taking a lot of blame right now for the heavy black hole.
I know, man.
Yeah, but see when Frankie Gomez stepped on the scale, he looked nothing like a boxer.
Did he step on the scales?
He stepped on the scales and they interviewed him straight afterwards. Like nothing happened.
I thought he didn't go to the weigh-ins because I saw on Boxing Scene like a day or two before the weigh-ins that there was rumours that he was overweight because he missed the press conference. And Golden Boy weren't happy or something, and the rumours were that he was like 10 pounds overweight. I didn't see the weigh-ins. I didn't know he actually showed. I thought he didn't even show up.
No, he showed up. He got 7.5 pounds on the scale, and everyone was like, "What the fuck's going on?" He must have paid off Soto to come in at that weight, and then he got interviewed by Golden Boy TV. Like nothing happened. He gave an interview. Like nothing happened. Yeah. And everybody was kind of in the crowd was like kind of looking at each other like, "What the fuck's going on here?"
Yeah,
Frankie should have just said that he thought the fight was at welterweight instead of 140.
From what I read is, he didn't make Golden Boy aware when he was ill, and they could have made adjustments and raised the weight limit, and he only told him a week before, so they negotiated with Soto, I think, and they made it 145. And then he was still over that on the day of the weigh-in, if it by 2.5 pounds or something like that.
But Kid Galabum in the chat says that Frankie was at Limelight nightclub and Avenue nightclub. My peeps saw him, so I take that with I believe that as 100% fact because I know my boy Galabum.
I'm putting allegedly on there just in case Frankie Gomez comes after us. Well, he's going to come. He's more likely to come after you, Dan, because he goes to your gym.
Right.
Harry, what were you going to say?
I'm saying, did Galabum see him there before the weigh-ins?
Galabum,
putting those friends.
Yeah, but
when did he see him? Do you see him the night before the? Yeah.
Do you think Galabum's telling the truth though? Come on, let's be fair.
We're going to give him an opportunity here. Let's see what he says.
All right, kid in the chat.
Was Thursday evening? Was he out on Thursday evening?
Hey guys, can you imagine the story goes on Boxing Scene in like 2 minutes? According to the Mixler chat, a renowned member of the chat named Kid Gallabum stated this as fact.
The Boxing Coalition breaking big news.
Gallabum's gone quiet, man.
Yo, I know the Boxing Voice has Suleiman the scholar. Kid Gallabum's our scholar.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gallabum would school Suleiman. Would school him.
We should do that. We should set it up, man. Galahad versus Suleiman. Coalition versus
night,
Voice.
He's saying.
He said on Thursday night the bum was partying with the local.
Suleiman got a beautiful jab, and Gallabum's hiding glass.
Gallabum was sparking out, man.
Beautiful left jab.
Nah, I think Gallabum takes it. Gallabum takes it.
Me too.
But Kev, you said that you got to step out, so I want to quickly go to you before you do go out. New Jersey on Friday night. Your boy Sean Monahan and Glenn Tapia were on that. Is it True TV card?
Yeah.
I know that you couldn't make it to the fight, but you saw the fight at home. What was your overall opinions on both fights?
Didn't go as good as I would have hoped for Sean, and it definitely didn't go as good as Tapia hoped. So it was a pretty bad night overall. I heard the crowd wasn't that big either, and I figured not. I told you we're pretty lazy if we can't take the train. You know, we're all pretty much an alcoholic town. Nobody was making a drive to Prudential, so they only had a couple hundred people there. So from Long Beach, but yeah, he didn't do as. I think he looked better versus Mariki. I told him that. I think he got a little mad at me, and but after he got that cut in the second or third round, he basically stopped pressuring because he didn't want to get the cut worse because he has a date in June. So I think like after the 6th or 7th round, when he felt he won enough rounds where he's going to win the fight, you see he kind of stopped pressuring. And even during clinches, like he didn't fight in any of the clinches. He let guys wrap him up and just back him into the ropes because that Mariki, the time he got that cut, you know, he missed out on a payday and he was like on medical suspension for like 4 months. And so once he got that cut, that basically took away a lot of his aggression. And you heard the trainer in the corner yell at him. He's like, that's why I didn't want to fuck with this guy because he does that awkward shit. And he was real mad and they were just real disappointed after that. And he basically, you know, kind of pumped the brakes a little bit.
Definitely a tough
fight. He's got a June card, so.
Yeah, definitely a tough fight for Shawnee, but I thought it was a good fight in the sense of, you know, he took some punches, he handled them well, you know. It's just the head movement thing that you and me discussed in the past. That he just needs to get the head movement going a bit more when he's got his guard up.
Yeah, you know what I said too, and it's like, and I see him in sparring all the time, and I guess it's, you know, obviously in sparring you got big 18-ounce gloves, it's different, but he does the same thing in real fights. He's very good at keeping his hands up, you know, like for years that's how he trained, you know, always had his hands up. So especially with his left hand to block right hands, he'll stick his hand straight up and he'll block a lot of the punches, but like he doesn't move his head behind his hand. So he's like, he puts his hands up and he gets his legs real stiff. So like when he gets hit in the hand, like you see his feet shuffle and it looks like he got hit, but he didn't really because he had his hands up blocking it. But like you said, there's no fluid like head movement, and like Mancini said, he's not moving his shoulders and his upper half. Like nothing's fluid, you know, because obviously he started so late. So he just stands there and just puts the high guard up and tightens up and braces for the contact instead of really doing anything slick or anything natural, you know.
Yep. Anyone else on the line saw these two fights?
Yeah, I saw the Tapia fight.
I saw the Tapia fight as well. You go first, Dan.
Shit, Tapia is just not a good fighter. He's not a good fighter at all. He's got zero ring IQ. He's pretty much the embodiment of a fighter that you see who looks like he's good. You know, obviously he looks like he's in shape. He's extremely tight and muscle bound. Obviously, he doesn't have much of an inside game. He doesn't have an outside game. He just looks good, I guess, on if you just take a look at him, you know, his physique and whatnot, you think, wow, this guy's pretty good. You know, he throws decent punches. He seems to have power, but when you try to mix all of those attributes together, he rarely performs in a boxing ring, man. He just doesn't have any kind of ring awareness, and he couldn't gauge the distance at all against this guy, and it was really frustrating to see because he looks good when he trains, but I just think there's a huge difference between training and fighting.
What do you think, Leon?
Basically, take a knee. That's the most important thing. Why do you not take a knee? Try and fight your way out of it when you've been hit like that. Just take a knee.
Puerto Rican?
No, but he could taken the knee. He would have survived.
He's Dominican.
He's definitely not Puerto Rican.
No, but he could have taken a knee. Don't you? You were saying that, Cam.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah, take the knee, man.
That would
no
have saved.
shame in taking the knee.
That would have saved him, man, because he would have composed himself, got his head back together, and then continued fighting and just trying to throw punches back and have head movement, and just kept getting caught, man. He just, respect to Michel Sorrow, man. He came in.
Yeah, he did a number on him.
Yeah,
man.
he fucked him up, man.
He fucking beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. What's up, Ari?
Good for him.
Where's Tapia from? Can we get it confirmed?
I think from Jersey.
No, descent though.
I think Dominican, is he not?
Let's say Dominibum.
They shouldn't be boxers, man.
Take away his passport, revoke it. This guy is clearly a boxer. Revoke it.
What's that Sorrow guy, Soto? I swear I've heard of him. Is he Italian or something?
No, he's French.
Okay. Where have I seen him before then?
Who's he fought? He's fought someone. I'll tell you, Harry.
French boxers. What's the word of comment here, man?
You're on the xenophobic tip tonight, aren't you, too? Shitting on the Japanese, the French.
A French boxer.
French boxers, Japanese boxers.
No, there's nothing wrong with Japanese boxers. Let's get it right.
Irish boxers.
Scottish boxers.
Yeah, Scottish boxers, that's rare.
What, 2-weight world champion, Ricky Burns? Oh, that's rare.
He's the only one.
I could give you half a dozen.
I don't count Arthur.
Scott Harrison.
Yeah, but he glossed himself.
Still a 2-time world champion.
Yeah, I guess. But when I say only one, I mean right now. Who else there? I'm not trying to shit on you. I was trying to stick on the Dominicans, whatever I say it.
Dominicans.
Yeah, but Tapia.
I'm trying to think. There is actually Bully Lemon.
Yeah. Lemon to Simmons. That's it.
Now we got into a real black hole.
Oh my god. This should be the boxing.
No, but Scotland had a good Commonwealth though. A couple of dodgy decisions, but they got a few golds.
And Scottish boxers for 400.
Give me one.
Historically, there's some good ones.
Gentleman Jim what?
Yeah, if you can.
Anyway,
let's get out of the black hole.
Scottish hole.
Anyone else got anything about Tapia or Monaghan?
Yeah, go on.
Just take the knee. That's all there is to say, really.
Just,
the guy, he never even went down, I don't think. That's the worst thing. Even when the ref stopped it, he held on to the rope and I think he got back up.
He took four clean flush punches though, man. He looked pretty fucked up.
Yeah. That Tapia fight, took some of the starch out of that Canelo Kirkland fight right away, too, the day before.
What do you mean?
Tapia getting leveled like that, I don't know. And, that kind of put, a little bit of... I was a little more hyped for Kirkland, even though everybody was saying that it's a mismatch. And then after, he was competitive those first 2 rounds, he's a slow starter. And that first round, he was so bad against, Tapia. And I was like, wow, now we really see what Tapia is, that level, He's basically, was putting big fights, and he's basically a, Sean level fighter, and he was on HBO fights, And that kind of put a lot in perspective heading in. After I saw that, I was like, man, I think Canelo's dropping this guy, and it's no way it's going 4 or 5. Where beforehand, I thought Kirkland might be able to make it to the 6th or the 7th.
I think Tapia could regroup to become a gatekeeper.
I don't even think he's good enough to be a gatekeeper. I mean,
Chu, do you think
I don't know.
Do you think
Why?
if he does that, Chu, do you think he'll stay at 54? Because I think he had to come back to the scales on Thursday because
yeah, he missed weigh-in. He had to come back. I don't think he can make 54 like that. He's a pretty
Same.
big dude.
Yep.
I think his defence is shit, but when he puts his hands together, he's all right. He just needs to go with a Virgil Hunter or something.
He gasses as well.
He does.
He gassed in that Kirkland fight, didn't he? But Ari, you know that Sorrow, you might recognise him because Rob's just saying that he was Billy Joe's mandatory for the European middleweight belt. So that's maybe where you heard his name from.
Oh, okay.
And then they won the bid.
I know Sorrow
Billy
from
J,
somewhere. He beat somebody or something that I know. Like
I can't
know
recognize
his name from somewhere. I knew he wasn't a complete bum. Like I knew this wasn't a complete showcase because I just think they overrated Tapia. I mean,
I don't recognize one name on his.
I must have seen him on some TV. I don't know.
Kev,
he only fought in France in America once before.
Antonio Douglas he fought as Antoine
Douglas. He beat Douglas, right?
Yeah.
Draw.
Douglas was a big prospect. They were pumping Douglas like a future champion.
Is it draw? 10-round draw.
Yeah, and he really won the fight. Yeah, that's who I know it from. Because Douglas is a pretty good fighter, man. And they were pumping him like he's a good big prospect on Showtime and shit. He was on Showbox like 2 or 3 times. Yeah, that's how I know him. All right, yeah.
All right, cool. Anything else before we move on? Anyone catch the Mansour fight or the UK card, the Box Nation one?
Nah.
All right, I'll just give my.
I had tickets for that and didn't even go.
You know what though? There was a really good fight. I'll just give my 2 cents quickly. The majority of the card was pretty shit. It's just kind of Frank Warren's up and coming guys. But Frank Buglioni was in a fight against a guy called
Markham.
Yeah.
Is that it?
They've got history. I'm getting feedback from you, Dan.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, they got history. I think they fought each other in the amateurs. I think Buglioni won one and Markham won the other one. But it was rock'em sock'em, but it was a fucking enjoyable fight. It was 10 rounds, uppercuts, hooks, inside fighting. Buglioni was trying to fight on the outside. The ring wasn't that big, so just really fun fight to watch. If you guys can watch it, try and find it on YouTube or Daily Motion or something. But definitely worth watching, man. I really enjoyed that fight. And then the other kind of controversial fight on that card was Ari's boy Mitchell Smith. Ari, did you hear about this or read about what happened?
When's he my boy?
You kind of said to me a while about that. You kind of like watching him fight.
I kind of got off that, like watching him fight after we saw him live.
Yeah, he killed that, didn't he?
When he disappointed you.
Yeah, man, that stinker, man.
All right, let me just tell what people happened.
I think Leon was saying something about he's got glass knees or something. Leon, what were you saying about his knees?
No, you were saying that, weren't you, Cam? Didn't he have a knee operation recently?
I think that was in the interview when he was talking to Coogan on the Box Nation show, yeah.
When he called out Lomachenko again.
Maybe that's why I relate to him, innit? Because he's got glass knees like me, innit?
Yeah. How did he look, though?
It was a scrappy fight. He was throwing a lot of punches to the back and a lot of rabbit punches because the guy was ducking low. But the controversial bit was in the 5th round now. He's hit Christian Palmer with a wicked left hook to the body. Delayed reaction. Palmer's gone to a knee and Mitchell's punched him. And the ref basically just give the guy a count, and then he didn't get up and counted him out. But they were frustrated because they're saying, well, I'm on a knee, you're supposed to protect me here. So, to be fair, I think Mitchell Smith should have got disqualified, you know. I think he should have...
He's done that before, you know.
Yeah, his excuse afterwards was he couldn't tell that the guy was on the knee or not, so he threw a punch. But it was quite clear to see, man, the guys took a knee from that body shot. So it was... Just, I think.
So the man shrunk a foot and a half in front of him, has he? And then, I didn't notice you dropped that height. I watched that interview with him with Kugan Cassius, and he's a plum. He's a bell end.
One thing I didn't like as well also is the Box Nation pundits, and I can't remember the guy that was defending him, but he was defending him, and I'm thinking,
is it that journeyman that they have on there?
Yeah, him. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, why is he there?
He's a bit of a he's got good bants, isn't he? He's one of them.
He's got no banter, man.
He's what's his name? Is it McDonnell or something like that?
I don't know, but
he always wears shit shirts.
But he was defending it, and I just couldn't see it. And even some of the their Box Nation's own guys were, and I think the only reason they're doing that is because obviously they've got something invested in Mitchell Smith. So obviously if they start saying, "Oh, he should have got disqualified" and stuff, then it reflects bad on the channel, I guess. So. But I was really disappointed with that decision. I think you should have got disqualified, man. I don't like seeing... To me, that's cheating, man. You know what I mean? So I don't like seeing that shit. And then especially if you're not getting punished for it. But I actually tweeted Enzo Macronelli today as well, because he was... Barry Jones was on the commentary team for some reason, and Enzo was doing it with the guy that does the darts. And Enzo was really good, man. I've never really heard Enzo commentate on a full show before, but I was really impressed, so... Just thought I'd give my little roundup of the British card. Well, one of the British cards. There was obviously the Sky card that we talked about earlier. Actually, we didn't really talk about it, man. The Joshua stoppage, did any of you guys see that knockout?
I'm not watching that point. It's pointless. It's pointless.
Anthony, you talking about?
Yeah, Joshua, yeah. And the Sky
There's
card.
nothing wrong with a stoppage. Just corner through in the towel.
No, I'm saying, what did you think of the knockout, the stoppage, stopping him?
It was good. I didn't expect him to knock him out that earlier. I'm not going to lie. So maybe this fight confirmed to me about his power, because before people saying, "Oh, he's not knocking him out like properly." The refs are four fights, but this guy,
that Zumberto Love,
with most people.
That Zumberto Love guy though, he looked like he didn't want to be in there, man. He looked scared from as soon as the first bell went.
Like I said, all I saw was a knockout punch. I couldn't care about that fight, man. I was watching a stream of McDonnell. I'm not going to care about Joshua.
This is his bomb of the month tour.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just terrible cards where they put him on to save a card. It's just ridiculous. He's finally going to fight the guy he's supposed to fight in January. He's going to fight him at the end of the month.
Does anyone think that the Johnson fight's going to be competitive? Or
no, he doesn't throw any punches.
Johnson's
so no, it's
going to
not.
shell up. Yeah. Shell up, most probably throw like 3-4 punches around, if that, and it won't be punches, it'll just be little flick jabs.
And then if Joshua is the first one to stop him, you watch that hype train. It'll go into fucking overdrive, man. It'll go fucking crazy, man.
He's in the corner. He's not really hurt, and it'll be one of them British ref stoppages.
Yeah.
So
Captain Saver card.
Yeah.
He's just going around England and bingo halls trying to visit them, revitalise fucking dwindle towns.
Let's try guess the next city they will go to that he hasn't been to yet.
Yeah, that's a good game actually. That's a good game.
Norwich.
Norwich.
I'm predicting Norwich or fucking Ipswich. He's not been on the East Coast to England yet.
Yeah. There's no boxing there.
Has he been to Wales yet?
Yeah, he has. I think he's done a Cardiff.
He's done Wales, has he?
It's like where's Wally? Where is Joshua going to turn up next?
He knocked out that Welsh guy.
Oh, the guy that looked like a big version of George Groves, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He knocked him out on a Selby card.
Anthony Joshua's non-stop tour of Great Britain.
I just can't wait. He's clearly talented. I just want to see him tested now. He's done this. I hope after he fights Safety Pin, we'll start seeing. I want to see him fight for the British title as well. Who's got that at the moment?
I think it's vacant because Fury dropped it.
Right. Okay. So let's try and make a good fight for that. Just want to see him fight someone.
Dillian White.
I think he might knock Dillian White out quite quickly, though. I think Dillian White's.
I was checking iFilm TV out. Dillian White said he knocked out Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, no, he didn't knock him out. He knocked him down. Have you seen that? I thought everyone's seen that now.
Is there a video of it?
It wasn't. It wasn't sparring. It was amateurs. It was an amateur fight.
Yeah.
I've not seen it.
Try to find a link for you. Actually, someone else do it because I'm Skyping on my phone.
We'll find you one.
I thought you've seen it. I've spoken about it a couple of times on there.
I've definitely not seen it. We have spoken about it before, but I've not seen it. Is he chinny, is he? Is he Higgins Glass?
No, it's like his third amateur fight, to be fair. Let's be fair to him. And
No,
he did get up.
Let's not be fair to him.
Down. And then he lost the decision.
But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that fight if it was Dillian White versus him for the British. That'd be great. But let's get him in there with David Price soon and these people. If we're going to move, he's got to move on a bit now.
I'll be honest.
That's all we want.
You know, as far up back as 6 months ago, I was saying that Anthony Joshua would probably beat Tyson Fury, but the more he keeps fighting these bums, the more I'm just like kind of turned off by it. It's almost like bullying.
You know what it is, though? I think it's just the state of what's happening with Hearn at the moment, with his cards just falling apart and just getting bad numbers. And I think he's using Joshua to save cards. I don't think he's planned that. I think he's just thought, shit, now Frankie Gavin's off the Birmingham cards to fight Kell Brook. There's no one on the Birmingham card. Oh, let's put Joshua on there. I think he's just using him now to put bums in seats.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a cash cow.
If Anthony Joshua lost, Barry Hearn would take Eddie Hearn back to darts. He'd be fucking back to snooker. You would take the boxing away from him.
Yep.
Nah, seriously, Eddie Hearn's done a good job, but there's only so many bums you can watch him fight.
Look, I think we should give him the benefit of the doubt. He fights safety pin, and then what happens after that is what's important next. I think we'll all be happy as long as he moves on after safety pin. We're all good, I think, aren't we? Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. I think he has to as well. You can't go backwards after safety pin.
Nah.
Speaking of safety pins, I can hear safety pins dropping on the floor right now.
You're not enjoying the black hole.
He's shitting on us again, isn't he?
Not at all. No, I'm kidding. But you're. Is this regarding the Joshua fight?
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd he look?
Like he beat up a bum.
I mean, why? What? I mean, this guy. Why are they taking this kind of approach with Joshua? I thought wasn't he progressing pretty good in his first 6 fights?
Yeah, it was, Don, and I think my view is what I just mentioned before. I think Hearn's had cards falling apart, and they've just put Joshua in late notice against a nobody, just to kind of put bums in seats and not just a reason not to scrap the card.
Is that working successfully? In terms of getting bums to the stadium, and whatnot?
He's selling tickets. People are turning out to see him.
Right.
But I think for his progression, it's hindering because obviously we say that saying, you fight bums, you become a bum, and I think he needs to step it up now.
But he got to be fair to him, he did get injured.
Yeah, true.
And I think if that injury hadn't have happened, I think we'd have been a lot further on by now.
But remember,
we'd probably be getting a pay-per-view of David Price this summer.
Remember that Newcastle card though? He looked pissed off to be there. He didn't want to. You could tell that he didn't want to be there to fight. When Saunders got injured.
Yeah, that's when he punched a guy when he took a knee as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked fucking furious.
Yeah, and I think that was the card. That was the card where they did the cross televised with Stevenson in Canada, and I think
that's it. Yeah.
He was basically waiting around for his fight against Jason Gavin while the Stevenson fight was going on. So I think he was just pissed off that he'd just been used as a kind of a marketing tool, really. So.
No, it's not just Jason Gavin. It's the sensation, Jason Gavin. Let's get it right.
Oh, sorry, man. I didn't give Gavin his full. I didn't give Gavin his full props. But Dan, let's get out of this black hole.
Thank you.
And into another black hole. We're going to talk about our boy in Germany.
I don't know. The only person that talks about Felix Sturm is Milos in the chat. So I don't know whether Milos wants to talk about Sturm. I did watch the fight against Chudinov.
So did I.
Yeah, did you watch it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried. I couldn't.
I don't know, man. Sturm's output wasn't the same as usual, man. Like he was looked a bit laboured. He wasn't throwing. I think one of his best punches is the left uppercut, and he barely threw it all night. And
he was wandering around with his mouth open, wasn't he? After about 4 hours?
Yeah, and Chudinov, like he was okay. It's kind of solid ABC punching, but One thing I did like about Chudinov is he would mix up his punches in the sense that he'd throw a few taps, then he'll throw 2 hard hooks around the gloves, because obviously Sturm's got the high guard, and I think that it slowed Sturm down a lot, man. But Chudinov, to me, didn't really impress me. But
no, he got fucking slow hands, didn't he?
Yeah,
got no hand speed at all. But he beat him up. He beat Sturm, and I was surprised. I didn't think he was going to get the
decision in Germany.
Decision, no. I mean, I scored it 9-3 to him. So I mean,
I was quite happy that Box Nation showed that fight just before the Canelo fight, because I thought, shit, man, I'm gonna have to try and find a stream somewhere now, because obviously Simbrose is retired. But it was nice that Box Nation picked it up and showed it.
But the good thing is that belt didn't get kidnapped by the Germans.
Yeah, that's true.
Because at least if Chudinov, he's fought in the States already. He'll go and fight someone.
Yeah,
I think
he'll take the title and tour.
Yeah.
The States, he needs to unify that with the girl.
Yeah.
It's the regular belt though. Do you think the girl's going to be bothered about the regular belt?
But I just want someone to beat him. I don't want him to have that belt. I don't really rate Chudinov. Being up on a middleweight Stern doesn't. I couldn't watch that fight. I'm not gonna lie. I can't. I hate them kind of fights. Them Sturm, high guards, you go, I go, no movement. I just can't do it, man. Like I'm not. I heard Sky got Abraham Stieglitz. I don't think I watched that either. I just can't.
Not again. Not for the fourth time.
They keep having. What's them guys called? The Choco Brothers. To me, to you.
Yeah.
They keep bloody handing each other the belt for a year, having a rematch. Are they going to fight each other like 10 times?
I don't even see the point.
Fight. It's ridiculous.
I don't see the point in that fight.
2 years.
They're both kind of shot as well. I think Stieglitz is more shot, but Abraham isn't that fucking good anymore either, to be honest.
Well, I wish Sauerland just. I don't like Groves, but I'd love Groves to take that belt.
Yeah.
He's with the Sauerlands, but fuck's sake, I can't bother. I'm done.
Yeah. So let's get out. We've gone too deep.
All right, we're jumping out. Dan, we'll go to you. Give us a subject, Dan.
Let's talk about Floyd Mayweather's purse.
Wow.
No, I'm trolling, man. I don't know. All I got on my mind right now is Canelo. So ask someone else, because I'm still daydreaming about Canelo.
You got the Under Armour on.
Yeah, but just the boxers on.
Too much information. All right, we'll have a little break. I'll go through the prediction league, man. My boy Hamada, he's not here today, but he had a ridiculous weekend, man. 322 points he got this weekend. Obviously, that was helpful with the 50 points extra that people got for the Canelo Kirkland fight. But still, man, the next behind him, I think, got 234. That was Inverness mark, points-wise. But I'll just go through the top 10. So we got Hamada, Boxing UK in first. Basileas in second, which is Milos. In third, we got Inverness Mark. Fourth, BJ Bow 7. Fifth, Nothing for Something. Sixth, HR 186. Seventh, Big Nick Superstar. Joint eighth, we got Kernan 123 and MMUNN. Ninth, we got Lukey. And in 10th, we got Sweep the Leg. And as I said before, Hamada got 322 points this week. Inverness Mark got 234. Steve 08 got 226. HR 186 got 224. Yeah, good. A lot of fights this week, and people picked up a lot of points. I actually got double points this week for the Joshua fight, so I was quite happy about that, seeing as though it took me about 3 months last time to pick up double points. And I'll just give a quick shout out to the chat as well, seeing as though people leave before the end. We got Basileos, Jesus, the saviour of boxing, Hosley Dwyer, casual fan, diehard casual fan, Chinaman, BRD Hay, Rob Palmer 135, Alan Hurst, Monocle 78, Brandonian 3030, Arigo Boss, James Bennett, Nesmatic, Beast Mode, Steelove, Eric Van der Velde, Joe Morgan, Antonio, Jose Sanchez, James Meyer, Shams 1000, Arizona Slim, MV Chu, Steve 08, Mr. Dermo, Kid Galabum, Nothing for Something, Local Mexican, Low Country, Mount Alpha, my boy, Z334, Zulo 90, D Segura, Tommy D 107, RFD Boxing. I don't know how to pronounce that next one. Obesi 12, Red Money, Mongol Sled, and 7 guests. Thought I'd give a shout out to you people in the chat. No, the show's not over. We're just giving out the roll call a bit earlier. But where should we go to next? I think we should try and take some calls. I know Joe Morgan wanted to jump on. I'll try and give him a buzz. I know Rob Palmer's going to jump on as well, so I'll get to Rob as well.
Cheers for that wee break, Cam. I've got my breath back, buddy.
That's good, man. That's good.
Ready to go?
I got a topic. What about Broner versus Porter? Early thoughts?
Have they announced anything about a type of weight?
I think
we wait for an announcement. I just don't see it happening.
144 or 145?
I don't see how Porter can get down there. He looks like he struggles to make 47.
I totally agree. I think
I've seen him get naked a couple times to make the weight.
Pause.
Well, pause. Come on, bro.
Pause.
I totally agree. I think if the team Porter took that fight at that weight, that's going to be a detriment to them. I think he probably still beat Broner, but I think he's risking a lot to get to that type of weight because, like Ari said, against Kell Brook, he had to get naked just to make the weight. And he is a big welterweight, man. Really, I think he should be at 54, but if he thinks he can still make 47, fair enough. But making 44 or 45, that's going to be a big ask.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, I agree, which is, I think, the reason why this fight is being brought to discussion in the first place is solely for the fact that, Porter would have to drain himself to an extent to make it an even playing field. And I think, honestly, Porter versus Broner would be just Maidana versus Broner Part 2.
Just get steamrolled.
Yep.
All right. We got Joe on the line anyway. Joe, are you there?
Hi, boys.
How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, not bad. Hey, do you reckon Broner's done then if he loses to Porter?
I wouldn't say he's done, but he's definitely setting back a lot. And it's not.
That's it.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I would say he's done.
I disagree. I think the fact that he's got a bit of a cult following, they would rebuild him and try and make him sell tickets in Cincinnati, something like that. They wouldn't. I don't think they'd just give up on Broner if he lost to Porter.
And Joe, you also got to think about the great Paulie Malignaggi. He got knocked out and he's making a grand comeback. So I don't think that's fair.
Malignaggi, Broner too.
They're two of the best fighters of our generation, so why not?
The magic, man. But Joe, what do you want to talk about?
I just want to say, I'm not, I ain't going to shit on that Sky card anymore because, plenty of other podcasts do it, but that was, it was fucking terrible, wasn't it? Jesus, fucking hell. I feel bad for the guys in Birmingham. It wasn't bad for us at home because we got the American bit after.
Yeah.
But the guys in Birmingham just got took for fucking mugs, innit?
Well, they should have taken a refund. I wouldn't have went even beforehand with Gavin. Gavin's terrible. But, in terms of entertainment. But quickly, sorry, Joe, can I quickly jump in for 1 sec? Can I quickly shit on Macklin? You can tag team if you want, but
yeah,
the guy
I'll
got
jump
knocked out by Highland. I haven't seen the fight. I heard he knocked out some Latvian or something in 1 round. Okay, great.
2 rounds.
But then Cam's told me that they're talking about a title fight.
Well, that's what he was saying.
Got killed by Highland less than a year ago. Who are you going to go fight? What, a paper belt Jacobs? That's just another payday. That's all it is. Come on, man. You're shot. Just retire. Stop it.
Yeah, I didn't mind
you knock out Latvian in 1 round, and all of a sudden you're world level again.
Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. I didn't mind Macklin, but since he's seen Andy Lee win the belt, it's sort of created this sort of hatred inside of him because I think he's always thought he was much better than Lee, and he probably was. If he fought Lee 3-4 years ago, I reckon he definitely would have beaten him. But it's all about timing, and Macklin just fucked up big time, and he's seen Lee get the belt, and I don't think I don't think he'd ever be happy unless he wins a belt. Otherwise, he'd have retired after the fucking Highland defeat.
I think you're right. I think if Lee wouldn't have won that belt, Macklin would have retired.
I hope Murray gets a belt as well, and then it'll be Murray, Lee, and Barker got a belt, and he just left in the wasteland with no belt. Fuck him.
Salty Leon.
I don't give a shit, man. He went on like he was a really big bollocks with all those three. Oh, you're not good enough to fight me because I've had a few fights on HBO.
Yeah, like when he was with DeBella and stuff, and he did, his head did go in the clouds a bit, didn't it?
Yeah, and then Golovkin snatched his rib cage, and it was all over.
Like, he is pretty much the definition of a soulless fighter. If you just look at him, he looks so fucked.
Yeah.
Whenever he gets on the scales, he just looks like there's no life left in him.
Yeah, there's no passion in him anymore.
He's doing it out of hatred for Lee, and he's only going to end up getting fucked by half a decent middleweight because he's pretty chinny as it is anyway, and he's got no gas tank anymore. He's got no chance, mate.
Hearn's talking about Jacobs, but Jacobs would destroy Macklin, man. Seriously.
Oh yeah, big time.
Do you UK guys, don't you think when Sky have these post-fight interviews, it's really cringy, innit? The way Eddie's standing at the side waiting to jump in and start giving him his 2 cents, man. And then he just, like he did on Saturday, oh yeah, we're looking, Macklin's still a big name, we're still getting calls from America, we're looking at the Jacobs fight. It's like, he just beat up on nobody, man. How the fuck does he deserve a fight against Jacobs?
It's because Heyman's coming over here looking for some food for his fight.
Exactly, that's all it is.
Food.
He's just trying to keep Heyman happy.
Leon said it right. It's basically like Heyman uses him like Hearn uses Argentinians.
Yeah.
It's a vicious circle.
Yeah. You know.
Hey, I don't mind when they do the interview on the ring apron. I fucking hate it when they do it in the ring. It just looks so awkward. Because at least in America, there's
fake wrestling shit.
Yeah, at least in America, it's like the ring's well full and it's like, oh, it's busy and it looks quite good. In Britain, there's fucking 3 people in there. And it just looks shit.
And you can always see a fat cameraman in the background moving his camera around and shit. It looks horrible, man.
You can see the opposition's cornermen who just all look like fucking bums off the street, innit?
Yeah. No, it's no good.
No, but, yeah, no, you know the Jamie McDonnell fight, I'm not his biggest fan, but I think that just shows that if you condition yourself and you live the life, it takes you so much further than your boxing ability does. And vice versa, if you don't, then you're not going to get half as far as than you should do. McDonnell would no way be a 2-3 time world champion if he didn't fucking commit himself and live the life and fucking have a decent gas tank.
Yeah, exactly. He puts the work in, man.
It just shows you, mate. If you fucking stay off the fucking gravy, don't get into trouble, then you're gonna go pretty far in the sport.
I've never really rated McDonnell that highly, but he did really impress me on Saturday.
Well, think about this.
He's always been in shape. Always been in shape.
Yeah, and he's the second best. Realistically, he's not better than Yamanaka, but he's the second best bantamweight in the world. And what other Brit can we say is legitimately the second best fighter in their weight class?
It's Froch.
The girl.
Yeah.
The girl after he beats Darrell.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about. McDonnell is possibly his third best fighter now, especially now Froch has gone. And then
and also Frampton. Sorry, Leon.
Yeah, but he's not Hearn. But for Hearn, he's his third best fighter, and he can't be bothered to go over there.
No, I was saying, talking about second best in the division, I'd say Frampton.
Oh, yeah, but you don't go over there to watch one of your boys go and put it on the line because you're sitting here watching Joshua knock out another bum. I don't get it.
And he's going to try and bully him up to super bantamweight to try and fucking feed him to Quigg, who he thinks he can get more out of. If I was McDonnell, I'd tell him to fuck off. I'm staying at bantamweight and having a few defences.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't be surprised if you fucking beat Quigg at fucking super bantamweight. That's the funny thing, because Quigg's he's big for the weight, but height-wise he's quite small, and I think Jamie McDonnell will give him trouble with the jab, you know.
You know they're announcing Martinez tomorrow.
What, Kiko?
Yeah.
Is it in Manchester?
Sergio's coming down.
Is it in Manchester?
Yeah. Kiko, it's Martinez Quigg in Manchester, I think, with Crawler's return on the undercard.
Is that the June date?
I might go to that.
Yeah.
He's got 2 big dates coming up. I think he's got a Liverpool card coming up, that's meant to be big, and this Manchester card, right?
Yeah, like he's got on the Liverpool card, he's got they announced it last night. They had Callum Smith for brass, which is a pretty good fight, you know, and Rocky Fielding versus a fucking shell of a man of Brian Vera, which, you know, that's a bit shit. But
oh, you're joking. Vera might knock him out, you know.
No, not a super middle. Not a super middle.
No, this is super middle. Yeah, it's super middleweight, isn't it? Hearn did say, like, he's fucking pissed me off because Hearn's gone, I'm going to do these mega shows. I'm going to do less shows, but they're going to be bigger. So you've got a fucking big enough stable, mate. Why don't you put, like, you can put better shows out. You just choose not to earn money.
He's doing less shows because Sky are taking dates off him.
Yeah, I know, and that's his fault for putting on shit fucking Saturday night shows that no one wants to watch.
Yep.
And, like, when was the last time you saw a fucking British title fight? They're always fucking hell of good scraps. And I haven't seen a British title fight on Sky for fucking ages.
Yep.
That's his take. And it's always these fucking bollocks, WBC, international, intercontinental fucking bullshit no one cares about. When it's a British title, there might be limited boxes, but they'll fucking lay it on the line to that British belt because it means something. I'd much rather watch a fucking British title fight than some bullshit fucking showcase for a WBC silver.
I agree, Joe.
The only thing is, like, with the Box Nation situation, that I don't know whether a Frank Warren fighter would fight on Sky.
No, I don't think it could happen. That's the issue.
Only if purse bids.
Those Argentinians are cheaper, so.
And readily available.
Like he got embarrassed for going to Argentina, so he went to Ghana for the weekend.
Yeah, he picked up some Ghanaian dudes to get steamrolled. Is it me? Is the fucking Commonwealth belt the ugliest belt in boxing?
Well, it looks like some sort of like gay rights belt.
Gay pride it's true.
Looks like Omar Figueroa's trunks.
All right, Joe. Anything else for us?
Fucking Figueroa is a bum, isn't he? Got no time for him.
Paul McCartney haircut.
Yeah, man. But no, I'm looking forward to seeing.
What are you doing in the background, by the way, Joe?
Nothing. What?
It sounds like a fucking arcade.
No, it's
not him.
That's Dan and Ari talking in the Skype chat, and it's.
No, but I'm looking forward to losing my Chocolatito virginity this weekend. I haven't seen him live before, so.
Chew, are you gonna watch Chocolatito?
I've heard the hype. So Joe, do you recommend him?
Well, mate, I'm a bit like you. Like, I'm not really a big fan of the lower weights, but apparently this guy's fucking off the chain, mate. So I'm gonna
He's a killer, man. Yeah. He's a killer.
Apparently, someone said he's like Golovkin, but better.
I've seen not a fight, but I've seen like one of these tribute videos. You know, like the ones that Golovkin's got, where it kind of breaks him down, and this is the move, and there's like black text at the bottom, and this is what he does with his feet, and blah blah blah.
Try before you buy, Chew, mate. Let's just have a little look, and then if you want to get on, if you want to get in an economy class on that train, mate, then go for it.
What weight class is it?
Flyweight.
Flyweight, yeah.
Fucking hell, that's deep waters, like.
It'll be light flyweight, mate. Don't worry about it.
I don't know. Well, you know what, man? I'll watch and I'll see what it's about.
Oh, look. He's 42-0 with 36 knockouts, and he's fought lots of champions. The man's a killer.
Do you know what would help though if they had got like a midget ref in? Because half the stigma is the ref's bigger than both of them.
Don't let now that he's talking like this, man. He'll be after you.
No, but it's like fucking when like the ref nearly throws him to the floor when he breaks him up from a clinch or something.
You're expecting a choke slam, aren't you?
They don't clinch though, do they? They don't clinch because they're always punching. So there's no clinching. None of those complaints.
Imagine Lawrence Cole refereeing one of those guys. He threw him out of the ring by accident.
Fucking put him in a Kimura, wouldn't he?
Chocolatito would knock him out with a fucking jab. He's a bum, that Cole. Anyway, watch it. It'll be good. That's all I'm saying.
It's on the big drama show.
Joe, all right, Joe, we're going to let you go because I've got Rob on the line as well.
Oh, mate. Sweet, boys.
All
See
right.
you speak soon.
Cheers. Thanks, Joe.
Cheers, boys. Ta-ra.
Rob, you there?
What's up, guys? Hear me good?
Loud and clear. How's it going?
Yeah, not bad.
What do you want to talk about?
It was a good weekend. Like, I don't want to. I think that Canelo Cotto is such an interesting fight, you know, because we don't really know what Cotto's got left, because that Martinez fight could be a bit of a mirage. And who else did he beat? Delvin Rodriguez, was that who he beat?
Yeah.
You know, like, what do those fights tell you about it? So we don't really know what Cotto's got left, and I still think there's big. I don't want to be talking shit about Canelo because I love to watch him. I'm a big fan of his, but I think there's big questions about whether he's got the engine for a proper war. I just can't see him in the 10th round of a all-action, high-paced fight, you know. But maybe Cotto's not the guy. Maybe Cotto don't have it in him to take him that deep anymore.
Rob, if that fight got made tomorrow, who would you pick?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I would have to. Maybe I would just go with Canelo slightly, just because he's the younger, fresher guy. But I think that's as 50-50 as a fight could be, to be honest.
Yeah, it's 50-50 fight to me.
One.
Is it?
That'd be a tough one. I think maybe. No doubt, like, Hearn and Sky deserve the shit right now, but I think it's taking away some of the credit that Jamie McDonnell should be getting for going abroad and getting a win. Even though, actually, I thought Kameda just edged the fight. I scored it 1-1-4, 1-1-3 to Kameda, but to go out there, get a win, I don't know what the prediction league was like, but I think most people picked against him, right?
Yeah, I'd say most people. Did anyone get it, Cam? I can't believe anyone picked him.
Hamada picked him by a split. I'm sure other people did as well, but obviously I didn't look into it deeply. But
I mean, that's probably the best fight that Sky have shown in a year, in terms of a combination of the talent level of the two fighters, the actual competitiveness of the fight, and then the actual performances that both guys put on and the action that you saw in the ring. It was very enjoyable. I think anyone that enjoyed that fight, if you're in the UK, go back and watch the CBS broadcast, because Virgil Hunter and Malignaggi did a really good job at breaking
they
down.
were in it. Yeah, they were excellent.
Yeah.
One thing I want to ask you, Rob, do you think, sorry to interrupt you, do you think Kameda took his foot off the gas a bit after he got that knockdown? And do you think that was to his downfall?
Well, after the fight, did you see his interview?
No.
He said he thought he won every round. He said he thought he won every round. And so I think he thought he was just battering him, and maybe he thought to himself, because, you know, that's one thing, like, we give Al Heyman a lot of stick, but one thing he doesn't do is, like, he don't have no judges in his pockets, does he? Like, There's been a couple of times where the Heyman fighter has lost a close decision. If that was Arum or Don King, like, if Arum was Kameda's promoter, he would have won that fight, like 118, 109. Arum's got them judges in his pockets.
Yeah, I agree.
Obviously that ref Lawrence Cole is on the books. That was disgusting.
He's on the book for everyone. He'll take the money from anyone, won't he? Yeah. He's got no loyalty.
His dad is the head of the commission.
Is that what it is?
Oh, he was the ex-head, Dickie Cole.
Oh, he's probably still involved then, isn't he?
Yeah, I would have thought so. Yeah,
man. I mean, it was that's dangerous, you know, when he's pulling his arm like that. He could get hurt.
It's just so poor. It's some of the worst refereeing I've ever seen, I think.
But McDonnell was impressive. You know what? Hearn's probably pissed off that he won that fight because he can't lowball him now when he makes the Quigg fight.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because who's Quigg beaten as good as him?
Yeah.
No one. He's better than anyone on Quigg's resume, isn't he? Let's be honest.
I would hope McDonnell starts, defend. Okay, so he's got the WBA regular, but I mean, I think you can class him as a genuine world champion now.
Yeah, because obviously Kameda dropped the WBO belt, so I class McDonnell as a world champ now.
Yeah, and a lot of people have been asking why didn't they just fight for the WBO? I think it's because if they had had a draw, then McDonnell would have had no belt, would he? If they had just fought for the WBO, so that's why I think they wanted to keep their own belt.
Right, fair enough.
How did it go down in America? Because I thought it was a bit of a. Did it get a lot of viewers? Because it's a bit of a funny card, isn't it?
I don't really know how they do. I mean, I think it's too soon to really go in on the PBC and start looking. I think it's like a 5-year plan, isn't it? So if you start looking at the viewing figures now and thinking they're shit,
yeah, no, but
in 3 years' time is when you got to really look at it.
But I just thought it'd be quite a hard sell because it's got a Mexican Japanese fighter, someone from Doncaster, a Scottish guy, and with Figueroa from Texas, right? How many people are really going to tune in to watch that?
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's actually that's going to be part of Heyman's problem with this PBC thing is back in the day when boxing was massive in America in the 60s and 70s, all the best fighters were from America. Now, once Mayweather's gone, who's the next, who's the next kind of like pound for pound level American fighter? Terence Crawford, he's with Top Rank.
Deontay Wilder.
Yeah,
I'm being serious, Deontay Wilder.
Maybe Keith Thurman, but there ain't nobody in his stable that you look at and think, yeah, he's coming to dominate. If you look at the guys that you think are going to dominate boxing at the top level in the coming years, you're looking at like Triple G and stuff, and is the average American going to get behind just some Russian or Kazakh guy? I don't know.
Well, they seem to be.
Yeah, but that's just hard. I think that's hardcore boxing fans that are getting behind him, and because he's so good to watch, it's like literally every hardcore sees him as can't miss. I don't know if he's going to get like your average guy that watches NFL and baseball and shit.
Gee, what were you going to say?
I wouldn't get too worried about it. They said the same thing when Oscar De La Hoya was retiring, that there wasn't going to be someone else to follow up.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
And then Floyd came, and then after that, Pacquiao came. It was one fight away.
Yeah. What? I don't know if you guys want to get into this because it's going back to last week's stuff, but HBO pissed me off a little bit this week. Just being hypocritical about stuff. Like they was coming out on that Jim Lampley fight game and saying, and kind of like slagging it off that the fight cost $100. So you're the ones that charged $100, And then you got Michelle Beadle sitting across from Jim Lampley, like talking about people hitting their like partners and stuff when Lampley's got a history of it himself.
Well, no, he's never been charged with hitting anyone. It was a restraining order.
Yeah.
No proof he ever laid hands on her.
No, he got a restraining order because of the previous like abuse, wasn't it?
No, it's not proven. It was more mental. It was like he was stalking her and shit. I'm not fucking forgiving
it's still
him.
pretty bad. You know what I mean? If you've got an issue with it, like you've got an issue with it, like don't just now all of a sudden when someone's paying you, like you just drop it and move on. It's a bit kind of bullshit. And then Kellerman, like I had this argument with Chew in the chat, like Kellerman's coming out and saying, "Oh, it's a clerical error that stopped Pacquiao from getting the injection." It's just
to be honest, this is just me, and I'll be quite honest. I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
it's done. It's done, and we move on.
I tell you what, I've called up. Shout out to the Boxing Voice. I know James is in the chat. I've tried to call up the Boxing Voice just to get it out of my system. But it's been so busy. Been so busy at the Boxing Voice. Everybody's still talking about it.
I listened to it yesterday. It was a good show. I'm not going to say names, but there's one guy on the Boxing Voice that I can't stand. But I'll leave it at that.
Say no more. James, you're sorry, Rob. Your secret is mine. That's a Freudian slip, yeah. I like James.
No, it's not James. No, it's not. It's definitely not James.
Yeah, we know who you're talking about. But see, the thing is, like,
it's not Robbie. It's not Ringside Robbie either.
Robbie,
see no more. Keep it classy, Rob.
Does Robbie work in KFC though?
Oh, let's not.
I'll come clean. That wasn't true.
Can I just finish my thought on this? The worst thing that could have happened with that Floyd and Pacquiao fight is the injury, because now it's gave Pac-Tards a little bit of hope that that's an excuse.
Yeah, can I just jump in? Because I said to Ari that I'm going to give him a bit of a spot to talk about. Was it the epilogue, Ari, that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Go ahead.
You see it, Rob?
Yeah, I watched it. I thought it was a good watch. It exposed Pacquiao big time.
I've not seen it.
What did you want to talk about, Ari?
Not a lot really. Just did you see the interview? I don't know if that was part of the epilogue. I don't think it was. The interview with
Jim Gray. I saw that separate on Showtime's YouTube page. Was it about 9 minutes long? Something?
Yeah, 9 minutes. I think.
Yeah,
that was good. Yeah, just shitting on Pacquiao like he should be.
I kind of agree with him about not the rematch. I kind of see his point, because the team Pacquiao have been really bad the way they've handled the whole situation after the fight. So
the epilogue showed Floyd Mayweather filling out the medical form, and it shows him talking about past. There's a section where he has to talk about any injuries he had, and it also shows him talking about any MRIs that he's had. And he fills in that he had an MRI after the Victor Ortiz fight. That's how much detail he went into. And then Pacquiao's one from 3 weeks ago, he don't even say nothing about it.
I was just shocked that Floyd could read that though.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a bad joke.
Sorry. Yeah. No, it wasn't. It was a good one. It was a good one.
That was a really good one, actually.
The MRI stuff, exactly. That just tells that kind of exposes him, in my opinion. Where if you had an MRI so close, you're supposed to write down why you're not writing it down. If you say that the commission knew and that kind of stuff, so why are you not writing it down? It's just little things like that. But I'll sip tea on that one.
Dan, obviously you're a big Pacquiao fan, but he's lost a lot of credibility with this whole situation. Would you agree?
Yeah, but I haven't read anything or watched any of those interviews, so I don't know what's going on at all. But so what's the opinion regarding this medical fill out? Did Pac just not fill anything out, or?
Yeah, basically he said that he had no injuries before the fight.
And so why is that such a detriment to Pacquiao?
Because after the fight, he's saying that he's got that shoulder injury.
Right. I mean, that's totally fair. But look, regardless of what Pacquiao did or didn't do, he obviously made some really bad fucking decisions leading up to this fight. But isn't this pretty much the definition of what a dilemma is between picking the lesser of two evils, having the fight postponed, and all those tickets and all those reservations that people made up to the fight, or him, being able to fight Floyd, what would it be, 4 months later, 6 months later after getting shoulder surgery? I'm not quite sure what the proper course of action would have been at that time.
He should have just shut up about the injury. Should have just never mentioned it.
Just never mentioned it and then gotten surgery afterwards, and it would have been completely concealed?
Well, he could have got surgery afterwards, but he shouldn't have brought it up in the press conference. He should have just gone and got surgery. If people picked up on it, they picked up on it. But when he's saying I couldn't win because of the surge of the shoulder, that's when it's a problem. And they fucked up because they should have disclosed the injury ahead of time to Nevada. That's where they fucked up as well.
Well, the thing is, if they did, then wouldn't they have to delay that fight?
No, because they would have still let him fight with the injury. They would have even let him have the injection he wanted.
Right.
If he had disclosed the injury, but they didn't tell him about it until 6:30 that night.
Okay. Well, the thing I'm wondering then is if he did disclose all of that information, and okay, so I guess what I'm trying to say is, do they grant you certain injections or whatnot, or do they make any kind of decisions based on the severity of the injury?
The line from the Athletic Commission is that had they known about the injury in a proper time frame, they would have allowed him to have an injection.
Okay.
But it's
All right.
because they only heard about it 2.5 hours before the fight. They were like, no.
All right. This is the last thing I'm going to say. So if Pacquiao did put that on the medical form and he was granted that that injection, then wouldn't have that become public after the fight regardless? Or do you trust the NSAC so much that they would be able to conceal that information for such a long period of time?
No, I think all of that information is public. I think these kind of injections is more common than you would think. Right,
but then wouldn't that just seep into the public regardless? I don't know, man. I sound like a Pacquiao apologist because at a little bit I do give him. I don't give him a pass. I think Floyd would have beaten him easily regardless. But if he did suffer a torn rotator cuff surgery, I mean that obviously impedes your performance. But I'm just going to leave it at that.
That Jim's just been taking more losses than Horry has on the prediction league lately.
That's
the
true.
wild card Jim needs to be
Damn, Rob.
the loss factory right now.
Coming at me. Have you even finished above me in the league?
The thing is, Rob, that the wild card's having a terrible year, obviously, but I've been to so many gyms around the States, and it's still my favorite, and it's the best gym in my opinion, in terms of the talent that they house. Not necessarily Freddie's talent, but that the type of sparring you can get. You're always going to see top class guys at the wild card.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness to them, they're putting their guys in 50-50 fights. Hang on, let me just turn it down.
No, but you are right though, man. Freddie, Freddie should retire because
taking your time there.
Not only is Freddie,
dude, man.
I think.
Oh, sorry guys, I had it on my I had my phone on my speaker.
No, that's fine. I was just gonna say. I mean, obviously, I'm a huge wild card apologist, but yeah, it's time for Freddie to retire. Just because, I mean, I'm amazed that he's still doing this with the Parkinson disease being as advanced in its stages as it is. But he can't do the mitts properly anymore, and obviously he doesn't have much of a game plan as shown in that Pacquiao fight. So I wish he would hang him up.
I don't understand.
What?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
There was a bit of an echo, but that Eric Brown that trains in the wild card, does he not train there still? But he trains Paulie Malignaggi.
No, he doesn't train at the wild card exclusively. He just goes there every now and then. But yeah, it's sad, man.
But yeah, Paulie Malignaggi shits on Manny Pacquiao. I don't understand. Doesn't Paulie Malignaggi train at the wild card?
No,
not anymore.
He used to.
Anymore, he doesn't.
He trained there every now and then, but not anymore. But yeah, true. What was that? What was that podcast you were talking about earlier regarding Paulie? What exactly was he saying about Pacquiao?
Basically, that he takes performance-enhancing drugs. That he knew he was going to lose to Floyd. That his whole career is very suspicious. He fights in one style, one dimensions. He always lunges in.
One-dimensional coming from Paulie.
Paulie's full of shit because if you're going to call out Pacquiao, you've got to call out all the other boxers out there that are testing positive and doing all TMT,
the whole TMT roster.
Yeah, he don't touch no Heyman fights, does he?
How about this? How about the guy whose asshole that he licks constantly? Floyd Mayweather hired the same guy that he's making all of these accusatory claims against Pacquiao now. And secondly, how are you going to say that, or how are you going to accuse someone and try to defraud someone of using PEDs when you just hired Memo Heredia?
Yeah, but
how does that make sense?
You know what, Lim? It kind of seems like he just hired Ariza and Heredia just so Pacquiao couldn't hire them.
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's beside the point because that's indirect evidence. Then what I'm trying to say is, why did Paulie hire Heredia directly?
He's working with Heredia, isn't he?
Exactly.
He's just got a weird problem with Pacquiao. He's just, and he's just coming off like a total bellend, doesn't he? Just like, I mean, he's always on. I know more about boxing than anyone else. That's what he said on the boxing voice. It's just like, you're just so fucking disrespectful to us fans. He's got no respect for us, so fuck him. fuck himself.
Actually, I can actually disagree. When I listen to his podcast, I think it's actually quite entertaining.
He'd spit in your face, mate, as soon as you try to speak to him. He's a scumbag.
No, he wouldn't. Calm down, Leon, man.
I'm literally downloading it right now.
What calm down? What are you talking about?
It's actually true. I like his podcast. I
do. I thought I would hate it, but I actually quite like it.
I listened to the last two. They were fun, man.
Is it called Paulie Malignaggi from Brooklyn to the World?
Yeah. Check it out, man. It's quite good.
Yeah, downloading right now.
He's one of these guys, you can love him or hate him, but he's quite good at what he talks about. He talks sense, but...
Oh, he does talk sense, but he just comes across like an arsehole. I'm sorry, he does. He talks down to all the fans like we have no fucking opinion or say on it. I mean, I don't want to listen to someone who
see if you want to be a world champion at that level, but let's face it, he's not got the physical advantages that some of our boxers have. He's got to be a little bit of a cunt. He's got to have a little bit of a kind of mean streak about him. So I don't really. I'm not surprised. Like boxers being a cunt shocker.
There's no need to
it's not an exclusive.
There's no need to shit on fans.
No, I mean, Paulie's done incredible with the skills that he was presented as a fighter. There's no doubt about that, but it's just this fucking bitch-assness, this pussy fucking talk that he's been spewing for the past 2 years. I can't fucking stand. This is a guy who would go to the wild card and obviously the wild card is Manny's fucking, that's his region, that's his claim. Like, you don't fucking walk in the wild card and shit on the guy who basically runs it. And then the moment that you step out of the gym, you talk all this bullshit. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's a bit.
Any of it is him trying to get the fight. Do you think any of it is him trying to get a Pacquiao fight?
He's trying to get a payday.
No, I think this is more than that. You don't. The way he talks about him, it seems like he's obsessed with everything that he's done, man.
He used to talk the same kind of trash about Ricky Hatton right up until he fought him, and then Ricky Hatton fucking destroyed him, like pillar to post. And then even afterwards, he still talked trash about Ricky Hatton. Like, I know in my soul that I could beat this guy, and I had an off night. And he used to call Ricky Hatton a club fighter.
You know what? I'll buy that. I actually think, you know how sometimes Yeovil will beat Manchester United, like that one time out of 100. I genuinely believe that was the one night out of 100 that Ricky Hatton beat Paulie Malignaggi.
I think you're in the minority there.
Yeah, I know that people will disagree with me, but I'm utterly...
That's because you're wrong.
Like that.
I actually think that was probably Ricky Hatton's best win.
Yeah, Rob, what are you talking about? He beat him down for like 11 rounds.
Yeah.
He beat him 99 times out of 100.
He just had an off night.
Nah, man.
No, what, an off night like he's had it in all his big fights. Whenever he steps into a big fight, he's had an off night.
I disagree. I really disagree. Styles make fights. Paulie's not got the punch to keep Ricky off him, and
His
Ricky's
career
got
is an
fast
epic fail.
feet, man.
Ricky does have really good feet.
You know who Ricky Hatton would have 100% beat, and at 147? Miguel Cotto.
No chance.
He would have took Miguel Cotto out.
No way.
Again, Cotto's got some quit in him, man.
He does, but I don't think Ricky has that same level of relentlessness that Margarito does.
Don't have no loaded gloves as well.
Ricky, I love Ricky Hatton. He's one of my favourite fighters, but he's got a fucking KO in him.
Exactly. I was going to say. Exactly. The thing is, I think if you want to compare how Cotto would do, it would be Margarito, because I guess they have kind of similar styles, but Margarito has a chin of fucking granite, and Cotto can crack, and I think Cotto would knock Hatton coming in.
I think at 140 it'd be a good fight.
I don't think it matters. I think the outcome would be the same regardless.
You look at the guys that Cotto beat at 140, though. He beat fucking guys actually they were saying in Paulie's podcast. I thought it was a good point. He beat Ricardo Torres, Kelson Pinto, all these other kind of killers, Quintana, even Paul
Malignaggi
himself. Yeah, all these contenders. He never really gets any kind of credit. See, if you just took those names on their own, he would be Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you're right.
No, come on. don't get in Hall of Fame unless
Look at fucking Timothy Bradley's record. You know, I'd put fucking... I'd give Ricardo Torres a good chance at beating fucking Timothy Bradley. Right, in his prime.
Yeah, but Timothy Bradley is... I mean, he's a good fighter, but he's not, I guess, like a top... You know what? I'm not going to say that because I never really liked Tim Bradley as a fighter, so I guess I'm biased. But I don't. To me, I think Cotto has a very, very solid resume from 140 and partially at 147, but it's not like it's so incredibly different than other fighters of that same division at that time who were at the top of their level. Like, I mean, Ricardo Torres, good fighter, and when he moved up to 47 to fight. Mosley and what's his face? Who else did he fight at 47?
Mosley is his best win.
He lost to Mosley.
He lost to Clotty, in my opinion.
Yeah, he lost to Clotty and he lost to Mosley, I thought.
So, I mean, the thing is, like, Cotto's very inconsistent, and you could admire what he did in taking those challenges at 140, but to me, his career is just a little bit mired because his results are so inconsistent.
He needs that Canelo win, and then even if he goes and puts on a good performance against Golovkin, then that extends his legacy. But if he comes out and he loses to Canelo, then I think you'd have to look at it and say every time he had the big one, he lost,
Yeah, and also Cotto, I think Cotto is one of the guys you can make an argument for that his career would have been different had it not been for those plasters, because the type of sustained beating that he took against Margarito changes any fighter, and no fighter deserves that. And as much as I like Margarito's style, I fucking despise for what he did against Cotto, a person that I don't like as a fighter, but I despise what he did, to his career.
Just to jump in, I'm getting a lot of mic noise from someone, like it's rubbing on his shirt or something, so just whoever it is, watch your mic. But Rob, anything else? Because I want to get Segura on the show as well.
Oh no, just good show as always, guys, and chat soon.
Cheers. Thanks, Rob.
Nice one, Rob.
Cheers, Rob.
Cheers, mate.
Segura, are you there?
What's going on, boys?
How's it going?
Going pretty well,
What do you want to talk about?
First of all, serve me up some crow, will you?
No problem.
You want to know why I wanted that crow?
Go ahead.
I came home today after work, looked in the fridge, there's nothing in there. Figure, fucking hungry, I'll call in the coalition, have them heat up some crow for me, wash it down with some brew.
Get some free crow.
But first I'll talk about Canelo. It turned out to be a mismatch, I guess. I'm sure you guys tread over this already, but I feel like like 24, he's got 40 fights or something. He's in his career has been fast track kind of. I feel like he's in his absolute prime for the next couple of years. And I heard somebody saying like he should, wait out Triple G a couple of years, let him age. But I think he should fight him. I think he should beat Cotto and then fight him coming up in the next 18, 24 months, because he's going to age quicker than Triple G, because Triple G destroys guys. If Canelo's looking to fight this gauntlet, I think he needs to do it while he's just his body is just at its peak. He's got a gas tank. It's like he's in heat, and I know Dan's in heat over there too. Thinking about Canelo after that knockout last night or Saturday. Am I right, Dan?
I'm always menstruating for Canelo, man.
Another thing, you guys were touching on Joshua, and I was thinking, there's no one that he should be fighting other than fucking Tony Thompson. That's the ultimate step-up fight for him right there,
Nah,
because
Tony Thompson's the boogie, man. We can't put Joshua in with the boogie, man.
You don't like his chances?
No, I think
our souls, man. He's snatches UK souls, man.
Yeah, Owen would never do that.
I think that'd be. What'd you say?
Not for another 5. Not at least for another 5 fights would Hearn risk that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
No way, man. Joshua hasn't even gone 4 rounds yet.
Isn't gone 4 rounds?
Oh, he's knocked out everyone inside 3.
I'll tell you who else doesn't want that fight. That's his missus, isn't it? Because if he wins that fight, she's in trouble again.
Who Thompson's missus?
Yeah, remember that? I broke her hip.
Yeah, I remember that interview. That was a crazy interview, man.
That's one of the best interviews ever.
Sorry, she's got 2 hips.
But go on to
That
go.
guy's hilarious. Yeah. So I also heard Santa Cruz has another opponent. Did you guys hear about that?
Nope.
No, they actually they found one of those. They found one of those fight night templates, one of those generic fight night templates, and they're going to put him in against him next 4-rounder.
Yeah.
No fight night fans on the panel.
Yeah, I'm a fight night fan.
Is that the video game?
Oh, Fight Night, the game. I'm thinking of Friday night, Fight Night.
No, they got one of those generic guys. I think it's template number 57. They're going to throw him in there, 4-rounder. It's going to be the co-main, the next PBC card.
Maybe he can fight A.B. Han after that.
I don't know who that is. Who is that?
Lim's cousin.
Yeah. He's a really good. He went life and death with Glenn Tapia, so you know he's pretty damn good.
That was the best fight of the weekend. Tapia is he's sad. He's well on his way to just being punch drunk. He's gonna get knocked out again. Like he's already having trouble talking. Him and Kirkland, they should put. Oh no, they already fought. How about a rematch of those two? Oh man, I don't know. I feel bad for those guys. Like I love the knockout, but it's like it's just hard to watch. You know, it's like this guy's life is ending right in front of you. Like him as a flaccid or was it having like his wits about him. It's just lucid. Him being like a lucid human being. It's pretty much over.
Were you gonna say flaccid, Segura?
Yeah. I'm guessing with the medical complications, he'll probably be flaccid the rest of his life as well.
What?
Oh my lord! Hey, I know. Earlier in the chat they were talking about fucking Sean Porter's dick or something, and now we're talking about flaccid fighters. Hey, Segura, how are you going to be the Mandingo warrior when you're flaccid, man?
Oh man, I don't know. I think that's a reference to like a tribe, not actually what you're saying, like an African tribe, right? Mandingo warrior. Or is that just a straight reference to what you're talking about?
I have no idea, man. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Let me reel it in here real quick.
Yeah, please do, Segura.
I thought I really enjoyed the McDonnell Kameda fight, and when I was watching it, I felt like McDonnell is just like the quintessential Euro guy that like is very solid. He was consistent. And he just was throwing that jab out there. And you guys are always saying, like, every fight, you're like, oh, I wish this guy had thrown the jab. He went away from the jab. Not this fucking guy. He was throwing the stick out there in his face all night, wore him down. And I thought that was a well-deserved win. I was really happy that he got that unanimous decision. I thought that was great judging. And, you know, they just had all the signs of it going to a decision for Kameda because he's like a Chinese Mexican, and they were in Texas and everything. I haven't listened to much of the show today, but I'm sure you guys were happy about McDonnell, huh?
Yeah, I was very happy for him.
Oh, Leon, you like McDonnell?
I've never re-rated him, but, you know, he's a Brit going over there, so I'm going to... What are you saying, Segura?
You don't hate him?
Oh, man. I was partying on the rooftop.
I've been a bit salty with him in the past, yeah.
Brilliant. McDonnell. Oh, great, man. Happy days.
You're going to shed a tear?
I'm already shed 2 tears.
Leon, you okay? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Somebody give this guy a pat on the shoulder over there, huh? I got one more thing. What are you saying, Cam?
Yeah, I was going to say, you got anything else for us?
Yeah, I got one more thing. So I woke up on, I don't know, might have been today. And I reloaded my my coalition stuff on my phone, and I saw I had, for some reason I was trolling Hamada, so I pulled up his results, but I thought they were mine, and he scored like 350 points, and I was like, oh shit! It's like I'm calling in the coalition, I'm back, I'm about to start talking shit, might even provide my own intro, and then I saw that it was Hamada. I ate another slice of humble pie.
Now you'll be back, Segura. You know what happened last time when you gassed a bit? I think all that smack all that talking smack, kind of like karma came and bit you in the ass, man. But you'll come back, man. Just next time, if you're on top of the league, man, don't diss Allen, man. I think all the dissing on Allen was bad karma for you.
Don't let me find out where Alan lives. Don't let me find out. I got resources, Alan. I'm coming for you.
Alan snatched your soul, man. Alan snatched your soul.
No, but great call, Segura. Thank you for calling, man.
All right, peace.
All right,
Later, man.
Thanks, Segura. All right, Chew. Let's talk about your boy Triple G, Triple Gangster.
Yeah, let's talk about Triple G.
Do you think this fight's going to be any type of competitiveness, or do you think it's going to be easy work for Golovkin?
Yeah, I like Willie Monroe. I think stylistically, it's a tough challenge, but yeah, knockout Triple G, 5th round.
To me, the size of the ring is going to make a big difference for the way the fight turns out. I don't know what the size is yet.
What are you expecting, like?
I'm just expecting kind of a
40,
lot of
40 by 40.
No, if it's small, then it's going to be hard work for Monroe because he does use his legs a lot. If it's a big ring, then I could see it going late, maybe like kind of Murray style, like maybe in the last 11th round or something like that. So
it's not going to be a big ring.
Yeah, they're going to tailor it. Plus, we got Chocolatito.
Remember how small that Murray ring was?
Yeah, and plus we got Chocolatito as well, so they're not going to make a big ring for them guys.
Yeah.
I like fight. I think Triple G's going to knock him out.
Willie Monroe might come out to the ring on a bike, just ride out there on a bike, start riding around the ring.
Get the legs warmed up.
Exactly. He's going to be running all night.
It's just about how long is it until Golovkin can catch him, really. And Golovkin's great at, cutting off the ring. So I don't know. What's Monroe's chin like? I haven't really seen that much of him. I just saw him in that Boxino.
I've never seen him hurt, to be honest.
Isn't he a junior middleweight?
No, he's middleweight.
Brandon Adams is the junior middleweight at the moment. He did fight middleweight last year, but he's gone back down to junior middleweight.
Didn't he beat Brandon Adams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
He beat Vera in his last fight at middleweight.
Right.
He fucked Vera up, man. Like, Vera fight was very one-sided, but Dan's question is a good one. Like, can he take a big hit by Triple G? But I am a fan of Monroe. I like his kind of slick southpaw style. That's just... I think he can frustrate Triple G for a few rounds, but if it's a small ring, then I could see him getting stopped quite, like maybe mid-round, 6, 7.
I'm looking at his box right. Darnell Boone.
That's what I was just about to say. That he got booned.
Fucking hell, this Darnell Boone's going to get in the Hall of Fame. I swear to God.
Darnell Boone is the boogie, man.
You should go in the Hall of Fame definitely for under the as best journeyman ever or something like that. For all the journeymans.
But what do you think, Harry? Do you think it's going to be competitive or not?
I really don't know. I need to see the Vera fight. I haven't seen, like I said, I've only really seen him in one fight, the Adams fight. He looked good, but Golovkin's I have to go with Golovkin. The way Golovkin's talking though, he does expect rounds, So I don't know. I'd say late stoppage or maybe mid round 8 round, 7th round around there.
Yeah, but
I need to watch the Vera fight. I need to see more of him.
The thing about Triple G is that he's such a fucking gangster that even when he tries to go rounds, he ends up knocking fuckers out. Like, what's his face? I'm pretty sure he said he wanted to go rounds with against the Mexican guy that he fought a couple fights ago.
Rubio.
And then he knocked his ass out in 2 rounds.
Nothing for something in the chat says that he wants to see Boone versus Kamitsky before he dies.
Yeah, battle of the upsetters.
Like battle of the gatekeepers. Who gets to keep the keys?
That'd be a good fight, though.
and the winner has to fight over McKenzie.
Can you imagine if instead of a belt they just won a fucking key?
A shiny key. Brian Vera can be the guy behind it.
Yeah, he'll be the judge or the ref, and then Gabe Rosado would be the ring card girl, right?
You would get cut in the way to it. Cut, holding the cards up, paper cut.
Lim, can you see anything other than a Golovkin knockout on Saturday?
You know what? I think it would be pretty disingenuous for me to say anything about Willie Monroe because I only saw him fight against Brian Vera, so I think I'd come off like a kind of an asshole if I said no. But I don't know, man. If he lost to Darnell Boone, like, how are you gonna get past fucking Triple G? I don't see that happening. And also, this is Triple G's first fight at the Forum, right?
See, in fairness, like the Darnell Boone fight was quite a long time ago.
But the other thing is, he didn't get knocked out by Darnell Boone. He must have got outboxed by him.
Split decision.
Not a good look.
8-rounder.
That's not a good look. Because Boone knocks you out, didn't he?
That's fair. I mean, I can see this going rounds, like Chu said earlier, because I think Triple G, obviously, he does take time just to get acclimated with who he's fighting, and he's still trying to learn, which I find pretty commendable at his age. And also that Omanu fight, or something, the African fighter who he pulled up from 154. I remember that going 8-9 rounds too, so I can kind of see that happening as well.
Kasim Uma.
Yeah, Uma.
Yeah, 10 rounds that went.
See, looking at his box rec and everything, the biggest puncher he's faced is Brian Vera.
Like, Boone's a bigger puncher than Vera.
Yeah, alright, I'll give you that. Yeah, okay.
I don't think Vera is that hard of a puncher, so.
Yeah, not ideally.
You got to give him props though for just taking the fight. You know what I mean? Some people aren't taking that fight, but he's willing to take it. So,
but good
luck to him.
Like that makes complete sense, Leon. But that also makes me question why the fuck did Triple G's team take this fight? You know, it goes both ways. I mean, I love Triple G. I know to stay busy, but I'm getting tired of these fights, man. I don't like his opposition at all, and it's actually making me not really want to watch his fights either, because I can't remember the last fight Triple G got me excited for.
Yeah, but
he's in a tough position, man. He's in a tough position.
Who else can he? I think stylistically, it's a tough fight. Willie Monroe Jr., the son of Willie the One Monroe.
But what does his fucking relationship with his father have to do with his skills? You know.
Well, he's probably. I know he's from New York, but he's probably a product of those Philly gyms.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean shit either. I could say Gabe Rosado was a product of Philly gyms, and he's not a good fighter. So.
Yeah, but from the little I've seen, Willie Monroe, he's kind of got that slick black style that maybe Golovkin's not seen.
But the thing is, true. Like, I'll grant you that, but a lot of times that kind of style, it succeeds because of the opposition that you fight. I mean, that kind of style, that's so hard to get away with. You know, just because Floyd can do it well doesn't mean, you know, a guy like Willie Monroe can against an elite opposition.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. I think it's a different style that he's looking at. I think it will cause him problems.
Yeah.
Early on.
I'm watching a bit of Vera fight right now. He's mainly on the back foot. He'll be trying to outbox, Triple G on the back foot, and he's actually good on the ropes as well.
Yeah,
this fight should be a good fight.
He's got a good straight left as well. He kind of disguises it well, and he'll shoot the straight left from the southpaw position. So,
you know, he's never been knocked out. He's got 6 KOs. He's not going to try and knock him out. He's going to be running.
Yeah, he's running versus Vera, so yeah, he'll be running. He's actually setting up some nice traps as well.
I don't know.
I think it's worth seeing this style just to see what he does.
This fight could probably go, 8 to 9 rounds, or it could end in 2 rounds, just because Willie Monroe's chin hasn't been tested to date, right?
See, I don't know about that.
What the fuck is that?
He's like his disagreement button kicks in.
Just robotically programmed to disagree.
Yeah.
I disagree. Listen, let's be honest with you. Willie Monroe Jr. is probably the closest thing that he could get to an Andre Ward. I know he's a southpaw. But
the thing is, Monroe doesn't fight like Andre Ward doesn't fight on his back foot, man.
No, he does.
No, he doesn't.
He fights That's the beauty of Andre Ward.
That is true. I'll give you that.
Backwards,
He's so
forwards.
versatile. Right, I'll give you that. But I feel like Andre Ward, if he fights Golovkin, you think he's going to fight on his back foot?
No.
I think once he feels the power, yeah.
I don't know. I think Andre's going to clinch Triple G to death. But that's off topic, excuse me. But I'm just kidding. I don't know, man. It just seems like Triple G, it's not his fault, obviously, but he keeps fighting these guys that are ESPN2 type level fighters. And I don't know. I'm getting tired of it.
I think you're underestimating Willie Monroe.
I probably am, just because I'm basing it off of one fight, which is unfair. But I don't know. I want to see Triple G against top level guys, man.
I'm just just one last thing. I think the speed of Willie Monroe, just hand speed, foot speed, setting traps from, setting angles. If I've got one criticism of Golovkin, his hands aren't that fast. So maybe he can get beat to the punch.
No, that's true, but what Triple G does so well is that he punches with his opponent. So even if a guy can land 3 punches while Triple G lands 1, that one punch that Triple G lands is going to have so much more of an impact than the other 3.
Where's this fight going to be at?
The Forum in Inglewood, California.
Hey, Lim, you going?
No. I mean, come on, man. Monroe versus Triple G? No, I'll pass.
Ski Mask must be going, no?
I think he is going.
No, I think he's just going to the weigh-ins.
Get some selfies.
He loves the weigh-in.
Yeah, he sure does. But nah, maybe Triple G versus, I don't know. I wanted the Rubio fight, and watching that last for 2 rounds, it wasn't worth it in my opinion. So.
All right,
yeah.
guys.
And plus, if I go to Inglewood, it's a lot of danger out there for a Korean person. So I think it's best to avoid.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's in Inglewood. No, that's just a shitty joke. The forum is recently renovated, and it's nice, man. It's nice.
All right. Does anyone want to talk about Chocolatito or any other fights on the weekend? I know Jose Benavidez Jr. is fighting as well, and I can't remember. I don't know how you pronounce that game. Is it Arroco? I've seen him before. I think it was last year, the year before, on a Fox Sports 1 card, and he got a really impressive KO. And he's supposed to be a highly talented prospect. He's fighting the guy Emmanuel Taylor. That's on Friday.
Yeah, that seems like that looks like a little decent fight. I've seen you put up on the league.
Yeah,
he's undefeated, isn't it? I don't know who I'm going to go with. I might have to check him out.
Yeah,
but in respect to Herrera, let's not talk about Benavidez.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair
that cruiserweight fight will be that could be the fight of the weekend.
Yeah,
the one
got nothing in the UK.
No.
Nah.
Okay.
That cruiserweight fight will be good. They throw bombs, both those guys.
Yeah, put that in the league as well.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be good. I don't know where we're gonna find a stream for that, but that's gonna be worth digging out. Early morning, innit?
Yeah, that'd be like searching YouTube or Dailymotion to find some type of link for that shit.
Yeah, that's the other point I wanted to say. What's happening? There's no Simbros anymore.
Simbros has retired you.
Do you not pass the key on though? Do you not pass it on? The mantle onto someone else.
To be fair, I've been looking at his Twitter, and if he finds links to fights on YouTube and stuff, he does tweet him out there, but he doesn't put them on his own site. So he's still helping.
Really? Okay, worth watching then.
Yeah, he's still helping the boxing fans with links, but he's not providing them himself. But shout out to Simbros, man, he did a good job.
Yeah,
he did. Yeah, I can't complain.
Yeah. He's been keeping us alive, man.
Who's the guy before him? Ryan Bivens.
Sweet boxing, yeah, Ryan Bivens.
Yeah. Somebody else needs to pick that up.
I was going to say there'll be another guy in it. There'll be another guy. But the thing, no disrespect to Simbros, but if I was Simbros, I would have just stuck to the main cards. Like sometimes you see him put like Polish cards that like you don't recognize anyone on the card, and you think, well, instead of doing that, just save it for the bigger fights. But it's up to him, really, isn't it? So
hard work, dedication, Cam. Hard work, dedication.
That's true.
I'm already hurting off it, man. I couldn't even find a HBO feed for the Canelo fight. I had to watch it in like some next language. I don't even know what language they're speaking.
Were you doing a Hamada and watching on this Polish channel or something?
No, it wasn't the Polish sat, but it was one of them satellite channels.
I can't watch fights, and it's difficult, isn't it? Watching fights.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I couldn't watch Trudnov, man. I just can't listen to that.
Trudnov was on Box Nation. They had it in English.
Box Nation had it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, the only links I could find was the German one.
It was weird though. Also, like, I was talking to Nota at the time when I was watching, was it the Jojo Diaz fight on the undercard Canelo? And obviously we got the link for that in the UK to watch on Box Nation, but that wasn't getting shown in America. And I'm thinking, that's weird. No. Like, you got this like undercard, nothing's going on. I don't know what the American feed was showing, but we're getting to watch
They
a
were showing
fight.
Pacquiao, weren't they?
Yeah, that's it. They were showing the Pacquiao repeat, and I'm thinking,
that's why I fell asleep.
All right.
Fucking Pacquiao, they showed me with Pacquiao. I don't want to see that again. I've already watched it like 3 times. I closed my eyes for a second. Next thing I know is 8 a.m.
Shit.
Woke up, my laptop right next to me, nearly falling off the bed.
What were you going to say, Liam?
We get a better deal out of it over here than the Americans, don't we? Because we get all their undercard fights.
Yeah, because they're showing we
get 4 or 5 fights, don't we?
Yeah, they're showing the highlights of the Taishan Dong fight as well, and I don't think America got that either.
Oh, do you see when he knocked out the ref?
Oh, that was terrible, man. Like, that guy's...
And the ref was scared to go anywhere near him after that, wasn't he?
He's not made to be a boxer, that guy, man. He's not made to be a boxer.
Nah, he's no boxer.
No.
He's just a big bastard. That's all he is, isn't he? Just a big geezer.
Yep.
Throw some gloves on him, see if we can make some money off him.
That's what it is. Just trying to make money off him.
Yeah.
I didn't see the fight, yeah.
He didn't miss
much.
It
was shocking.
He took some big shots, though.
Yeah, but he looked like he might go, you know.
He did, especially in that last round. He looked gassed as well, innit? And it was only a 4-rounder. Was it a 4 or a 6? Yeah. I think it was a 4. I can't remember.
No, it was a 4-rounder.
Yeah, the 4-rounder. They only showed the last minute of the 4th round, didn't they?
Yeah. All right, let me go to my boy. He's on the line.
The champ is here. The champ is here.
What's happening, Hamada?
Not much, man. Late today.
Yo, you're like a young Tyson in his prime, man. What's going on in the prediction league, man?
I guess it's a lot of luck, man. You know, last minute I changed my pick from Canelo decision to 3rd round knockout because I just thought Kirkland won't get through the first 3. I thought if he does, then he'll probably win, but I just thought he wouldn't get through the first 3.
But shit, you got the McDonnell fight right. There's something else that you got right as well.
Yeah, man. See, Ari's lucky. PayPal was playing up, man. He's lucky, man.
Shit,
he knows it.
You're just a straight up bum if you don't have PayPal in fucking 2015, man.
Why?
I agree.
PayPal. Who the fuck doesn't have PayPal? Saying, Father, with that prize money, why don't you buy an energy drink sometime, man? You sound sleepy as hell all the time.
Listen.
You sound glossed.
Hey, wake up. Get some water. Get some cold water and slap it on your face.
But listen. Can I talk quickly go through the weekend?
Go ahead.
Yeah, man, that Canelo knockout was nasty. I liked it. Canelo almost punched himself out, though he was gassing. But he got the job done. Eddie Hearn's a cunt. Sky Sports are bastards. My boy McDonnell went out there and did what I thought was going to happen, you get me? And they never even show it. They're taking the piss.
No, they did show it afterwards, to be honest.
After everyone knew what the result was.
Yeah.
That's terrible, man. You get me? People like me was actually backing McDonnell, you know what I'm trying to say? It would have been nice to see it live, but I don't think I even would have seen it live, to be honest, because I wasn't even at home or anything. I didn't even so
shitting on him, it didn't even affect you.
I got home to watch the last few rounds of Ricky Burns and that, and then I must have watched it again. I actually scored it 113 a draw.
Yo, did you find it enjoyable to watch? Do you think it was a good fight?
It was a lot of action up close, but yeah, it was kind of shit. But it's because Figueroa is shit, isn't it?
Figueroa is shit.
But
Ricky Burns definitely isn't shit.
I told you that, true, man. I told you now he's going to find himself because obviously he had a lot of issues. He was going into the fights before with a lot of issues. You don't think half the time when I speak I'm trolling. I'm actually being real.
No, you can't take credit for trolling, man. That was pure trolling. You started laughing at the end of that statement last week.
Yeah, because you lot made me laugh, man. It's like you lot forced me to laugh or something, man.
See the thing with you, Kameda, is you set a lot of traps. You're like the Floyd Mayweather of the boxing coalition. You just set a lot of traps.
Yeah, you brought that up, man. I watched the epilogue, man. I think the epilogue was excellent. It was excellent. I mean,
I've not seen it, man.
I really enjoyed it, man. Plus, I think one of Floyd's team, like, one of them...
You there, Mother?
He glassed himself, innit?
Shit.
That Flomo killed him.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. Yeah, man, it was excellent. One guy from Mayweather's team was talking about, this was Pacquiao's belt. It wasn't even his belt. It was Pacquiao's belt with the WBO. He had the WBA in his hand. Did you see that?
I was thinking that as well. I was thinking he ain't got the black belt. He's got the brown belt.
Yeah, that guy's a donut, but it was good, man. That they hot up Pacquiao and all the medical situation. You know what I'm trying to say? They were shitting on him. Plus, did you not notice that they never had Lampley's commentary?
Yeah, because it was Showtime. They had who was that? Monroe, whatever his name, and he wasn't even on the commentary team, so they must have edited that after the fight or something like that, just for the epilogue.
There must have been some like international feed. They just took the commentary off or something.
Well, maybe I guess that the international feed. Yeah,
I think
it sounded a bit weird. All you could hear was him and Bernstein.
The situation with the hand wraps as well.
But would that not have been Showtime's commentary team?
No, because they shared the commentary.
You know what I'm saying? But on each channel, would they not have their own team?
No, that's what I said. They
shared it, yeah.
Oh, right, I didn't know
on
that.
their channel.
Sorry, where had gone?
Because remember the pay-per-view, it had like the emblem was show and HBO pay-per-view.
Oh, right. I thought they were just going to have their own teams and broadcast their own commentary team. I didn't know.
No. I watched it with a feed then.
You know, I only watched the fight once, and that was live. I didn't go back and watch it, but Floyd's performance was amazing, man.
Oh, not again.
I was in awe, man. I mean, he kept hitting Pacquiao with right hands after right hand, especially in the first round. I didn't realize in the first round how he was beating him up, man.
God, shut the fuck up, man, with this
Get
bullshit.
this Flomo off, man.
No,
listen. All right, we'll move on. I'll move on.
Why should we move on? If it was the other way around, you two would be celebrating for months.
You wouldn't hear nothing from me.
We would have stopped after the show dedicated.
Lim disappeared for a whole week.
That's better than talking about it, is it not?
No, your soul was snatched. That's why.
Yo, imagine if it was Floyd with the shoulder injury, how much bullshit he would have got, man. There would have been memes everywhere.
See, in
That's
fairness,
his own fault. That's his own fault for being who he is. So he brings it on himself. I don't want to talk about it. What are you doing to me, Amada?
Go on mute.
Yeah,
I'm out of here. I'll come back when this is over.
I listened to Fight Hype, the Floyd interview on Fight Hype. He actually brought up a good point. He said that if Pacquiao fought in the same way that Mayweather had fought, everyone would be saying, Pacquiao's a genius, that he used Floyd's own game plan against him. And I thought, you know what, man? You're right. But you're still a fucking runaway cunt. I don't... Nah, I'm joking. See, if I'm being totally objective, Pacquiao would never beat Floyd. End of. So let's never talk about it again. You've got to give all the credit to Floyd.
Yeah, all jokes aside though, we need to move on from the subject. The fight happened.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, it's done, man.
But yeah, what else is there? I don't know, man. Nothing else.
I think we should make a rule though. Never mention it again, ever.
To be fair, before the fight happened, we weren't really talking about it. We only talked about it the week before, so no one can really say, we were hyping Pacquiao and then we jumped off and now we're not talking about it. We were against the fight before it got made, so.
It's just too divisive. Like there's literally people listening and thinking, they're shitting on Floyd. I'm never going to listen to this again.
Let's move off the subject and let's talk about the electrifying interview we had from Frankie Gavin in the ring on the Sky card instead. You know, he's the new welterweight hope, isn't he?
You don't want to laugh.
You know what?
You don't want to laugh.
One sec, Kamado. Just when he said that, you need to get a snoozing soundbite.
Yeah.
When he said that, I was thinking, you know, fuck Gavin, man. I can't even bother.
Yeah, fuck Gavin. No, I was just joking. I was trolling.
I know you're joking, but... And the worst thing is, you know, it's funny, I want to say as well, this isn't a good fight for Brook in terms of styles where I still think he'll win, but I don't think he'll look good doing it.
He'll make him look horrible.
Yeah, I agree.
Horrible.
I agree. Style matchup-wise, yeah.
And guys will be shitting on him, I think, after this fight for a little while.
Yep.
Because in terms of style, Gavin is not going to do anything. He's just going to flick out a jab, be very safe on the back foot the whole fight. And I'm just hoping land a chocolate brownie on the days down. That's what I'm hoping, really.
Yo, you on the laugh? I read an article today about how Frankie Gavin said he's not leaving it into the judge's hands.
That's all that is. What's he going to do?
Take a sledgehammer in there like Triple H or something.
Couldn't even knock out whoever that guy was from in his last fight, that terrible fight he had. He went 10 rounds with him. 10 rounds with a guy that any decent welterweight would knock out inside 2.
Bradley Skeet?
No, not Skeet.
Listen,
some other guy.
I blame Eddie Hearn for this. Eddie Hearn's a cunt. Why is he making this fight? Why? He's all about the money. He's all about the money. He knows that Frankie Gavin versus Kell Brook will sell more than Kell Brook versus an international opponent. And it's bollocks, man. He's a dickhead.
But Hamad, it's a big British fight, man.
Stacked undercard.
He keeps saying that it's
Sheffield versus Birmingham.
Yeah, he keeps saying Sheffield versus Birmingham. What kind of nonsense?
What kind of derby is that?
Yorkshire versus Midlands, man. It's a war.
No, I think yeah.
You know what? Eddie Hearn's really annoying me though. He's saying that he's maybe going to get Kell Brook Pacquiao at the end of the year. Pacquiao's injured.
I can't believe when he said that.
Yeah, Pacquiao's injured.
Shut himself up, man.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he is, yeah. I've got the paperwork to prove it.
But listen, I think Monroe's going to take Golovkin some long rounds, man.
I thought you were about to say I think he's going to take it.
Nah, he's going to take him long rounds.
Cause wasn't going to stretch that far.
Monroe's a runner. He's a runner. He runs around the ring. He's like a Lara.
Small ring though. What is a small ring?
Small ring. Transport that Murray ring over.
Yeah.
That's it. That is actually, is he just thinking back in that? That's the smallest ring ever.
No, it's not the smallest ring. You see some of them rings they have on Eurosport.
They can only afford the small rings, Ari, man.
No, but you know when you click on Eurosport because it says boxing and then there's some like some terrible Eastern European card and the ring's like smaller than half your bedroom.
It's not a ring, that's a packed lunchbox.
Yo, you mentioned channels, Ari. I got to big up my Polish TV channel because I'm going to tell you why, because it was excellent. Like, imagine, I missed probably all the fights, all the boxing and that. And when I came home, imagine they showed the Matchroom card with just before the Canelo card. So imagine from like midnight onwards, I was watching boxing till then. So it kind of like killed the time in between. You know how in between both cards, if you watch it live, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you can't understand what the fuck they're saying though.
Are you learning? Yeah, are you learning Polish?
Nah, but you don't need to know what they're saying, innit? You know, boxing is the universal language.
Yeah, but if you just record the fight,
you should
record the fight.
Nah, I can't record. I don't have Sky.
I was gonna say, yeah, we'll get Sky, innit?
Nah, man, left Sky. Sky's too expensive, man.
That's true.
I'm gonna agree to that.
I'd like you to learn Polish though. I'd be impressed with that.
I know a few swear words.
Yeah, we all know.
That's all. That's about as much Polish I want to learn.
All right, Hamada, you got anything else?
Just not much. Just yeah. Where's Ari in the predictions league, by the way? Sorry, I had to ask.
Like, come on, man. It's early days. But you know, I start slow, but I'm always up there. And then, but I'm not gonna lie, you had a crazy week, man. Fuck off, man.
You don't listen
and the
to
first
me.
thing is we're talking, and we were both saying, yeah, I might change it to Canelo, but I forgot to change it. And I fucking wake up and see 3 rounds, and I knew you changed the 3 rounds. I was like, I can't believe it.
No one don't listen to me. Everyone just thinks I'm trolling. I don't mean what I say.
As well. Kirkland, when I watched the not epilogue, the 24/7, you know, his team, I was thinking, I don't think this guy's really training. I think he was just trained to get in shape. I don't think he did a lot of sparring in terms of, you know, fitness. I think it was just more track work and getting the body weight down.
Yeah, man. Is it me or Kirkland? The first solid punch he took, he just went down.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
Wait, but listen, man. Canelo oozes class when he lets his hands go. Oozes class. Like, I don't think there's, apart from Floyd doing the shoulder roll, there's not a better sight in boxing.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
You like to see Floyd roll his shoulders?
Yeah, them pull counters. Apart from that, there ain't a better sight in boxing. I'm sorry, man. Canelo's hands, the way body and head is just quality, man.
Yeah, he's got a lot. He's got a lot of punches.
Yeah,
give him that. He's got a lot of weapons.
He is the nicest uppercut in boxing, in my opinion.
Yeah, man. The way he pulled back and then threw the right uppercut, right bang on Kirkland's chin was just a thing of beauty. Lim, I'm sounding like you, man. I'm all fantasized and shit.
No, but that was a hell of a shot, though, wasn't it?
It happens.
That uppercut was ridiculous.
Yeah, but I think people overanalyze the knockout because you have to remember. I know Kirkland started spinning around and shit, but he was throwing his own punch, and it kind of made it look better. The fact that Canelo ducked his punch as well.
Yeah,
at the
after
same
he
time.
knocked him out. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a thing of beauty, man. But yeah, man, Cam, that's all I got, man.
Alright, cool, Hamada. I think we'll get some final thoughts and get out of here. Let me go to Leon. Leon, you got any final thoughts?
No, I'm good.
Okay, Kev jumped on. Don't know if he's talking or not, but I'll see if he wants to talk about anything before he goes because he dipped out for a bit. Kev, you got any subjects you want to talk about?
No, I'm good. I'm just listening in. You could tell Hamada to watch 7-8 Sports just put out a video on YouTube basically saying everything I'm saying about Broner. Team Haven's tired of him. He calls out everybody when they go to fights, and all of a sudden he goes quiet or comes up with excuses.
Well, outprices himself, right?
Yeah, outprices himself,
Yeah,
or he just doesn't respond.
Yeah, I listened to that earlier as well.
He won't answer phone calls. So
yeah,
I hope that fight gets made. I think he's gonna try to get the weight down, and if Porter even agrees to 144, he'll be like, 141. So we'll see what happens.
Well, apparently he's already added something in where Porter can only weigh 155 pounds.
What is rehydration?
Yeah, he's got a rehydration limit.
That's bullshit.
That's already a clause he's trying to put in, apparently.
We'll see.
I don't know
I
how
hope the fight gets
wants
made.
that.
I'm still skeptical, but I would like to see it happen.
More-
That's it.
more
I'm
room-
signing out. I'm going to listen in because I'm on the treadmill.
All right,
More rumors on that. Apparently, Spence versus Roberto Garcia is going to be on the undercard, and the plan might be that the winner of that and the Broner fight. So it might be, I think Porter wins. So I'd say it might be Porter versus Spence after that.
Yeah, I don't know why they're rating Roberto Garcia so good, man. I don't really rate that guy, but I think he'll definitely be a good test for Errol Spence.
Yeah, it's about time he stepped up. But even though it's not really, Garcia's not that good, but still, he's
It's a
fighting
decent step up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's if Garcia makes weight, though.
Well, his last fight was supposed to be at 140 or 140. No, it was supposed to be 47.
7, yeah.
Yeah, because he's supposed to fight Porter. Yeah.
Yeah, he has fought since then, but it was a shit fight, man. It was on the Durrell.
Anthony Durrell.
Yeah, the Durrell Badu Jack undercard. It was the first televised fight. But Ari, you got any final thoughts?
Yeah, it's funny you're talking about Darrell, where I was stalking a bit of the girl's Instagram, and I've never seen him in this kind of shape before. I think he's doing it, man. I was a bit, because I kind of rate Andre, so I was a bit worried, obviously, but I think he'll knock him out late, man.
So you see Darrell stopping Andre late?
DeGale, you mean?
Sorry, DeGale late, yeah.
Yeah, I think so, man. He's looking in shape. And I was watching some of his pad work with McDonnell for their media day. He's looking good, man. Hamad, you saw that as well, didn't you? Hamada's dropped off. He's dropped asleep.
Is he over there now?
Yeah, he's in Miami.
He's in Miami.
Training in Miami now. And then I think they're gonna get a plane up to Boston a couple of days before or something like that.
Ari, you gonna have a party at your house if DeGale wins the world
title? Your birthday,
title?
isn't it?
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Is it actually on your birthday, or is it the day after your birthday?
On my birthday.
Shit, that's nice.
How old are you turning?
That's not.
They picked a fucked up date for that fight here in the States. I mean, I think it's the same day as the big Boston Marathon, the one that got bombed 2 years ago, and
really?
That's also a big ass day for the Boston Red Sox. Like, it's always the Red Sox team and the race, and so I could see it being in a completely empty arena with 0 ratings, which is just not a good look. Because I think it's a good fight.
That's bad timing, man. That's very bad timing.
That's bad timing. They're gonna have a big memorial for it and stuff like that.
It doesn't matter. Everybody will be at the Red Sox game.
Yeah, but come on, that only holds 80,000. When you say everyone,
it doesn't hold. It holds 35 or something. But
there you go.
Ain't nobody going to that shit. Believe me, everybody be drinking at the bar.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting to see, though. It'd be weird that it's like a club. It might be like a club environment because of the location and the date. And I think it's one of the best fights that PBC's put on. I'm hyped for that.
Why the hell is it in Boston?
Because fucking Heyman's an idiot. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Where is he going to put it? Detroit?
He's definitely not Detroit. You could put it anywhere but there. I don't know.
But what, put it in a fight city, man? Put it in
man. You didn't have to have it that
Jersey.
day.
Yeah. I don't know.
It don't matter where it is, because the girl's bringing that world title back home.
Oh, yeah, he's taking that home, man.
I think he dropped off, but you saw his media day, right? He looked good, didn't you think?
Yeah, man, he looked... That's probably as good as I've seen him for a long time, man.
A media day?
A media workout, innit?
Well, he looked good shadow boxing.
Yeah, and his shape as well, in shape.
Well, looking big, Ari, or what?
That's a big indicator.
Looking ripped, more ripped than usually. He doesn't usually, because I don't think he lifts, but he's looking good. No homo.
My only worry is that he might have overtrained, because he has been training for a long time. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
Right. Apparently he's been working 16 weeks and he's only had 1 week off.
He started camp, I think, in February.
Yeah,
start of February.
On that to April 25th.
I trust that trainer, though. I trust him. He's good on his fitness. He's good on his fitness. I trust him in that.
Give him a door.
I've actually got Darrell in that fight.
Wow, really?
You always do the opposite of me, but you want to lose more money?
Nah, I'm not going to bet on it.
You're learning.
Nah,
mate.
but listen, if anyone's got Darrell, I don't blame them, because it's a tough
fight,
definitely.
50-50. Definitely.
Yes, 50-50.
Yeah, man.
But I haven't seen much of Darrell, and it's funny, Darrell, I was watching, we were watching, obviously we had the stream for McDonnell, because Hearn's a prick, but I seen the advert with Darrell, and it was funny, where he was talking about, how they do the PBC adverts, and he was saying about his brother's a world champ and stuff. I was laughing, because obviously they recorded it before he lost, and he was like, oh, it's going to be good to have 2 world champions in the family, and I was thinking,
you're
funny.
None, mate.
The only thing is if he gets the decision on the cards, because I don't think it's going to end in a knockout. I think it's going to go the distance.
Again, I think who called in? I think it was someone said it. I think it might have been Leon. I'm not 100% sure, but Heyman doesn't seem like he pays these judges.
Yeah,
no,
but he
Rob
does.
was saying that, innit?
He does it here and there, though. He does, like with Danny Garcia.
You never know. He put so much money in this one that he might.
Yeah,
But
you
like
never
I said,
know.
I think the girl might stop him anyway, man. I don't
Think
trust
stoppage?
the girl's heart. Yeah,
The
man.
girl's power's coming now, man.
Late stoppage, man.
I don't think so.
I want to see. I want to see Darrell's heart when the girl lands one of them big right hooks. Well,
I think it's a bit harsh. People questioning Darrell's heart because at the end of the day, he did get hit when he was down in the Abraham fight. You know what I'm trying to say? Maybe he could have got back up, but where else has he shown that he's got quit in him? Really?
When he ran away from Froch.
But
He
then
ran away from Froch, and then he ran away from winning that fight.
Okay, so people like Lara and Co, when they run, no one really questions their heart.
Well, I think, Yen asked me that question.
I think at the time Froch had a high KO percentage, and it was a game plan. You know what I'm trying to say?
What, to run away?
The funny thing is, I think late in that fight, he actually rocked Froch. I think Darrell's actually got legit punching power, you know. I think he can punch, you know. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's got legit, because I think he's the only one ever to drop Abraham. He rocked Froch heavily in that fight. I mean, he can punch. I think he's probably a bigger puncher than the girl, if anything.
Yeah, I think Darrell is like...
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, I
You don't think so?
No.
The girl's not known as a puncher, though.
Current the girl.
Not now.
He's showing more power recently since he's got over his injuries.
Yeah, he's showing more power, but I mean,
I still
his power's not been shown at that highest level where Andre Darrell's power has been proven at that highest level against the likes of.
He hasn't knocked anyone out. He's hurt.
He's not run them out. You're talking about hurt.
Yeah, but it's still, these guys are guys with hard men. Arthur Abraham and Carl Froch are known to have iron chin.
Yeah, but he lost both those fights.
He didn't lose both of them. He beat Arthur Abraham.
Did he?
He was winning the fight 11-0 on the card, but then he got disqualified right at the end. He was going to win anyways.
I don't know what it is about the girl's punches though. It's like he's using the inside of the glove.
Yeah,
Joe Zaggy style.
Yeah, that worked out all right for Sergio, didn't it?
Yeah, but
don't start on this shit, man. I'm tired. I'm angry.
You've done this before, mate.
There's less padding on the inside of the glove. Like if you land one of those kind of big looping hooks, game over.
The girl slaps with the right hook. I think his left hand's legit, but his right hook he slaps with it, and he paused a bit with the jab. And you know what? I'm just playing devil's advocate, but I think the girl's only been in with one kind of style like Darrell, and that was Dyer Davis, and he kind of looked like shit, but that was the times that he did have the injury, so I have to give him the benefit of the doubt.
He's showing improved. That's all you can say, is that he's on an upward spiral, and what's Darrell done recently?
Well, no, the truth is...
He looked bummy against, was it Edwards?
The truth is, we're going to find out the truth when they fight, innit? Because, let's just say, Brandon Gonzalez, how good is Brandon Gonzalez, really?
Not very good.
Paraban, how good is Paraban? Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, we're going to find out if the girl's the real deal, if she does beat.
Yeah.
That's probably the most...
Paraban arguably beat the WBC champ.
Well, he did beat him, I thought.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, but Paraban's still shit. He lost to Jalen Love, you know.
He won
robbed
again. He got a bit robbed in that.
The ref robbed him in that.
They robbed him blind in that fight.
They didn't rob the referee robbed him, but he won every round apart from the round he had Love all over the place.
No.
He did. Love was out.
Early rounds. He was winning them early rounds before he got cut.
Yeah, I saw Love jabbing his head off.
His soul left him.
All right, guys.
He's TNT, so of course you're gonna like.
Good. That's Love, but who's Love?
What is love?
It's crazy because I like both fighters.
Yeah,
I like both fighters. You know, I like both their styles, but obviously the girl, I have to roll with him, hometown boy. You know what I'm trying to say, but it's a tough fight, man. Really, it's a 50-50 fight, man.
All right, guys, let me jump in because we can talk about this closer to the time. Dan, have you got any final thoughts?
No, just Viva Canelo, excuse me. Canelo is the best. He's TBE.
Okay. MVG, any final thoughts?
Nah, not really. Just Broner, Porter. I know we touched on it earlier, but I didn't actually know it's at 144. Is that right?
I've heard rumours. Yeah.
Yeah, 44, yeah.
I've heard rumours, but if I was Porter, I wouldn't take that fight at 44. I'd say come up to 47 or the fight's not happening.
Yeah. I think Porter was on the boxing voice yesterday.
His dad was, His dad said he makes it no problem. His dad was shitting on Broner, you know. He was shitting
they
on
don't like him, obviously, innit? But I don't think they can make... Well, obviously, they will know better than us, of course. But if they're confident in making it, then go ahead. But I wouldn't.
144, and they've got a rehydration clause of 155.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
And that rehydration limit, I bet you it's not like the normal one, like the IBF one where it's on like in the morning. I bet it'll be like an hour before the fight.
They'll probably do it in the ring.
You know what I mean?
I don't think Porter can do that.
The thing is, AB might come in over 154 on the rehydration clause.
Exactly.
That's true, actually.
That's fucked up, man.
I don't.
Yeah, but I've actually got Broner on that fight, by the way.
Seriously?
Wait.
I don't think styles make fights.
One thing,
I'll tell you what. I'll give you one name for why Broner will lose that fight.
Madonna.
Gavin Reeves.
What?
Gavin Reeves.
You mean Cabbage Reeves?
Them early rounds. Come on, man. Broner doesn't know what to do on the inside.
Broner's a great inside fighter. What are you talking about?
Come on, man. Reeves was hitting him up.
Okay, watch the DeMarco fight, and then you'll see.
You're comparing DeMarco to Porter.
No, I'm talking about his inside skills, not Porter, DeMarco. I'm not even talking about Porter. I'm just saying Broner has a great inside game. Trust me.
Yeah, like nothing for something in the chat. They say that Porter falls in on the inside. Yeah, he smothers his own shit.
I was just gonna say the same thing, man. I mean, you could say that Broner isn't a good fighter, but I can equally say that Porter isn't a good inside fighter either.
Yep.
I mean, Porter went 12 rounds with fucking Kell Brook, and he still didn't know how to shorten up his shots after 12 rounds, man.
I think Broner's uppercut will be a good punch in this one.
But at the end of the day, I think James Bennett says it best. To me, this is all about how strong Porter is, depending on that weight stipulation. And if Porter is his normal self, even if he is sloppy and he doesn't shorten up his punches well enough, I still think he wins if he does have that energy to actually fight like he normally does.
Well put. But yeah, Chew, anything else, bro?
Nah, I'm good, bro.
Alright, we'll wrap it up. Guys, thanks for listening. Everyone in the chat, we appreciate it. We'll be back next week. Goodbye.
Cheers.
You just listened to the Boxing Coalition.
Dude, man, I love boxing. I fucking love boxing.
A big shout out to the Boxing Coalition.
You're a newbie.
No, I ain't new, man.
If my fucking next door neighbour became the #1 flyweight in the world, you know what I'd do? I'd fucking want plastic on. Derek, how you doing, bro?
I was physically banging, blood.
I disagree.
First time I hear the song, man, it was fucking badass.
Vamos a Argentina, la concha de su madre. I see the bomb in them.
I get home and she's like, what the fuck? Me and the kid are here. Why don't you get home and talk to us? I'm like, man, you guys don't know shit about boxing.
Kel, how does it feel to be the new IBF champion?
Feels great. Did we really dive into the black hole right off the jump? I think he's hiding glass.
Just to play devil's advocate. You want one portion of crow or 2 portions of crow?
Give me 2 portions with a supersized fries and a large drink, please.
I can't stand him, what? I'm Scottish.
Cringe sight. But you won't brush Anthony fucking fat ass Joshua, would you? He's not fat.
How about you tell us what you weighed for your final thoughts?
My weight?
Thank you for listening to the Boxing Coalition. We are live every Monday 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. UK time, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern.